Connoisseurs of the culture, today has been a day. Has it been 3 seconds yet? It's been longer than that? Cool. Today has been a day. Granted, it's still early in the day, but whatever. I hope everyone's doing well this lovely day slash night. I am the lovely voice you can't forget. I wonder how many people just really love when I start my episodes like that. But yes, I am V, and welcome back to Shin Megami me Tensei. Okay, I did out of order. I'm sorry. I've been kind of rattled today because I just had a massive blast from the past, and I felt like I want to talk about it because I've been feeling a bit nostalgic today. But nonetheless, for those that are wondering, welcome back to Shin Megami Vengeance. Last episode, I already said I was going to showcase it. This is currently New Game Plus. I got Sharon up as my Navi, demon, guy, person, whatever. I still don't really know how Sharon up works, but last episode was interesting. As we talked about, this is currently New Game Plus. That's why I'm stronger. I have a lot of money, and almost all of my demons are level 99, except for me. Why am I not level 99? Where's the love? But my goal is to showcase Ginza before I go on my massive day on, day off, constant grinding to hopefully get strong enough to take down some of the super bosses. Which, speaking of, last episode I already figured out, I'm already going to miss out on one, but you know what? I'm willing to play this game multiple times. Whatever. The point of this episode is to go through Ginza, and that's what we're gonna do. And hopefully, wait, wrong thing. We can start by fighting. Oh, right. We're gonna start by fighting one of the fiends because that's gonna happen. That's gonna be the first thing we do this episode. But yeah, I've been nostalgic, and honestly, the topic for today's episode is gonna be about jobs. Yes, they suck, but you know what? They helped pay the bill, and honestly, the reason being I'm feeling kind of iffy is because I ran to an old friend of mine who kind of reminded me about some of my days back, and people may not know this. One of my first jobs that I ever did, especially when I moved out here in the West Coast, was I used to work at a movie theater. This was long ago. It's been way too many a year since, but you know, you never forget your first job. And yeah, I did have other jobs before. I used to babysat, and I had some stories on that I talk about in the future. But honestly, I've been thinking about this old theater gig, and you know what? I kind of want to talk a little bit about it and feel a little nostalgic, and we'll see what the episode goes. And of course, I really hope you guys are looking forward to this because I think we're gonna have some fun today. I really, really do. Yeah, that's kind of all I got. So, Algami, would you mind doing the usual before we get really too into this? I would not mind at all, young man. For those who wish to support young Vitamin DGR in his efforts, please follow him on Twitch with the handle of Vitamin DGR. Naturally, you may subscribe if you wish to help support him in his endeavors. All proceeds will help him end his endeavors as he tries to become a better content creator. Naturally, some of you may be finding him on YouTube, and if you like to support him there, please make sure to like and subscribe. Will that suffice, young man? Beautifully said, Algami. Couldn't have said it better myself. And I literally don't know why I did this, but I'm just gonna do this all right. Just because, why the flip not? I really need the incense. Man, I need to level up something fierce. But yeah, folks, we're gonna start this episode by talking about it. So people may not know, even though I've been doing quite a lot of episodes, I feel like I might have talked a good detail about it in the past. But people may not know this, I used to work at the movie theater. Yeah, I still don't know what cheering up finds for me, so I'm just gonna get rid of you guys. See ya. I don't know what cheering up finds me, and I'm wondering if he's gonna be a good Navi over Cleo. I'm half tempted to go back to Cleo, but I want to, you know, show some love for new Navigator demons. Anyway, so yeah, here's the rub. Earlier today, I got up, went on the interwebs, was like, oh, I wonder what's going on today in the world. And then your boy wanted food, and your boy had no food and barely had any money, so he went to go to the store. And would you not be surprised that as I was in line, someone tapped me on the shoulder. Ooh, Destruction Sutra. Someone tapped me on the shoulder, and I was not prepared. Especially because usually I am a headphones kid. I like usually listening to various games or anime OSP and OST. And lately, I've been going back and forth between a game that I really should play again. I've been going through Shantae OST because people may not know this. My first Shantae game I played on stream was Pirate's Curse, like my first year of streaming, which you can find on my YouTube channel, by the way. I did that, and I've been going through the OST for that and the OST for Nikke because I really want to get into Nikke, and I just haven't because I've been procrastinating. Oh, right, I forgot I gotta fight the fiends. Oh, probably wondering why my horse has so many eyes. Anyway, let's fight. I don't give a crap. Yeah, let's go. You are definitely not going to destroy us. In fact, we're going to destroy the crap out of you unless you get some nonsense BS move. Yeah, see, well, whoa, whoop-de-doo. All right, while I beat the crap out of you, let's see, what do I use against you? Due to electricity? Oh, I don't have that. All right, whatever. Well, while I beat the crap out of you, so yeah, someone tapped me on my shoulder because I was listening to music in the line that I was in, and I was like, who the heck is tapping me on the shoulder? And out of nowhere, it was this one person I used to talk to. I will not name drop them, but for the sake of it, let's say her name is... What's a good female name? Lisa. I don't know why I'm thinking about... I was trying to think, like, what are the Simpsons characters? And I don't know why Lisa was the first Simpsons character that came to mind, but whatever. We're gonna talk about Lisa, I guess. It's not her actual name. I'm just saying it for the sake of this. But yeah, Lisa tapped me on the shoulder. It was like, oh, hey, V, how's it going? And I'll be honest, I didn't recognize who she was. And they were like, you remember me? It's me, right? And I was like, who? And then it took me a second, but I was like, oh, wait, Lisa? And it was like, yeah, it's me. How have you been? And Lisa, for context, again, it's not her name, but for context, she was someone I used to work with back at the movie theater I used to work at. Unfortunately, and I wasn't going to talk about too much personal details because I feel like it's one of those things where you shouldn't talk about specifically your old job. But again, I just worked at a very well-known movie theater. We'll say that much. Again, it's one of those jobs where it's like, if we talk about this, you might be held liable, blah, blah, blah. And even though it's been long past, I don't want to deal with that kind of stress. So whatever. That's why I'm being vague about where exactly I worked. And you just need to know I worked in a movie theater. But bottom line was, I worked in the movie theater, and Lisa was one of the people I worked there. She was one of many, and I still have some friends that I talked to that I still hang out with because of the movie theater. But she was one of the ones that brought up like all these old memories about how we used to like do all these things. We used to do like jalapeno challenges after work where we'd have like jalapeno, we had like these jars of jalapenos, and we would just like do a challenge where we would like pour some in like these little cups and see how many we could down, or who could down the most in a certain amount of time. And I say shot, but it's not like alcoholic. We literally were just drinking jalapeno juice. We talked about like all these like random moments, and I don't know, it got me nostalgic. So I don't know, like I feel like most people usually don't try to forget, or usually don't forget their first job, good or bad. And I mean, a job's a job, right? I get it. But it's kind of nice to always have that first job you could think about. And for those who remember it in a fond manner, like it's a job you actually enjoy, I feel like that's, you know, extra bonus points. Oh, wow, yeah, you're destroyed. Holy. I don't know. I just personally think it's nice to have your first job being something good. For those who don't, my heart goes for you guys. I hope that whatever your next job was, or your current job, whatever, is really nice. And if you don't have a job, and you're about to get your first job, then I don't know, good luck, I guess. That's all I really gotta say. But like I said, it brought some very good memories seeing Lisa and all these things. I was like, oh, that's very sweet and very cool. Or it was just like really nice to just think about. And she, like, after we got our stuff, we just had a moment where we just talked. Like, it wasn't really more of a, like, again, I say she's more of a coworker. I haven't really like talked to her much, but clearly she remembered me more than I remembered her. Let's see, where's the next fiend? Over here? Cool. And I don't know, it's just talking to her, we just talked about some of the things we used to talk about. You've come here as well. Last, the victor of the battle between law and chaos, blah blah, flip and blah. Don't care. Right, good luck. Like in no particular order, she brought up like something that was very interesting. So to kind of date myself on when I used to work at the movie theater, like the popular time, I obviously it was before the vid. Like by the time I was in the, what was the popular movie that came out when I first started working there? I think the most popular movie, it was one of the Marvel movies. I think it was, I don't remember the order. It was the one before Infinity War. Like I was definitely during Infinity War. I don't know the order. Was it Black Panther that it was? I can't remember. Welcome, beta to the stream. I can't remember what Marvel movie it was. It was before Infinity War. Because I think it was my next year or two after. I think it was 2 years. I was with the theater before Infinity War happened. I think. I don't actually can't remember all that well. I know I was in the movie theaters when Infinity War happened, so we'll just use that as a gasp of time, or a grasp of the time. Where is this next fiend fight? Oh, it's over there. Oh, it's over there. Okay. But yeah, like, I think one of the things that she brought up was during Infinity War was there was a moment where we had like people dressed up in costume, and our theater was kind of like, I don't want to say strict on the, oh, that's the wrong way, on the theater costume aspect, but it was definitely strict on like staff like wearing costumes, because we wanted to wear costumes. Like, I had an Iron Man costume I was down to wear. I didn't have any like cool like helmet or anything. I wish I did, but it was like, oh yeah, no, the staff can't wear costumes. We have to wear the proper uniform. It was kind of lame. But the strict costume thing that I was going to talk about was for consumers, because they could come in, but they couldn't come in with weapons, and they couldn't come in with masks because of various reasons. One of the biggest reasons was if something happened, obviously we had to know who we were and blah blah blah. How do I get over there? I can't remember how I get over there. Oh, I remember how I get over there. But yeah, during Infinity War, it was really cool, like, having all these people coming up in costumes and stuff. Granted, I think the coolest costume I saw, at least wear them on Halloween, we still couldn't wear, well, our theater had a very strict policy when it came to masks and weapons. You could wear, well, and revealing clothing. And the reason I say that was because, and what I was going to bring up was, there was a night where my friend Lisa, well, my coworker Lisa, and several other of us, there were people coming in costume during Infinity War, and I remember this one couple. Like, the theater we were at was next to a bar, and usually we get people that would go to the bar, they, you know, have fun and drink and stuff like that before they came out here, blah blah blah, this cutscene. But no, we could wear costumes, but we couldn't wear anything that completely covered the face. Yeah, whatever, Red Rider, I don't care. We couldn't wear anything that covered the face, and we couldn't let people come into our theater if they had masks that cover their face. At the same time, they couldn't wear anything too vulgar or revealing. And that's the reason why I bring this up, was because what she brought up was one of those moments where someone did come in both wearing something vulgar and something exposing and had a mask on. And for context, it was, again, during Infinity War, it was one of the late night shifts, and this was during a time where the last showing at our theater was, especially for Infinity War, I'm pretty sure it was around like 1:30 in the morning. And I don't know how it is for some theaters, but our theater was until the last showing was done, the staff, like the night staff, could not leave until I believe it was an hour. No, I think it was like half an hour. No, it was an hour, excuse me. It was an hour after the last showing had started. So if the last showing was at 1:30, we had to stay there till 2:30, excuse me. And again, that was way back in the past. It's probably different nowadays, but that existed, and that was rough, but it is what it is. Because, again, first jobs and all that jazz. I didn't care about that. The more important thing on this aspect was, let's start at 1:30. Yeah, no, because the thing was, oh, I forgot the animation for that. That was really pretty. Because it was Infinity War when it came out. It was like opening weekend, and everyone and their mom. This was also during the point where everyone wanted to see a Marvel movie. Remember those days when a Marvel movie came out and the theaters would constantly be sold out and stuff like that? We're like, oh, hell yeah, we gotta go see it. Like, that was during that time. So hopefully that brings into perspective the important aspect of this.
Fiend, that's though. I won.
But yeah, no, we couldn't leave until like the first hour was done. Reason being was because if there were last minute people, which there were, especially for a movie like that, if there were last minute people that came up, we had to get ticket sales. And there were also, within that time, people might want concessions and stuff. And at the time, I was box office. Me and Lisa, and then this other person, we'll call Eric for the sake of this, for this story. Where's the next fiend fight? Can I even fight the next fiend fight? Oh yeah, I can. But yeah, like, the three of us were inside box office, where we got to see the people that came in, and some of them came in costume. And it was during the last showings where, welcome out into the stream. I thought you were going to replay this playthrough. I'm currently going through Ginza, but it's because you forgot the key item. I'll just do it off camera. It's fine. I still want to beat this because I already did too much upgrades and leveling up. It's fine. At this point, I might as well. Plus, I did say I wanted to show off Ginza on camera, so there were new things that happened, so it's okay. I'll suffer later. But nonetheless, like I said, welcome to the stream. But yeah, it was during one of those showing or last minute showing at 1:30 in the morning. Audie, to get you up to speed, I'm talking about one of my first gigs at a movie theater back where I'm at over here. We had people that would come in costume, and we had to be extra vigilant at night because that was the time when people would be, yeah, there were people in costume, but you gotta do the math. You had people coming at the dark of night, right, in costume, and we were strict because we couldn't let people coming in masks. But I remember because the three of us were in box office, we were just talking about whatever, and there was this couple that came in, and the guy clearly was a guy. He didn't. Well, both of them had masks on. The guy had like a Captain America mask. So, and he had a very like sick beard. That's the first thing I want to talk about. His beard was dope. But the first thing I want to talk about, and I know I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna think I'm making this up. I kid you not. I really wish. I've said it before that there are numerous moments in my life where I wish I had a machine that could let you guys replay the memory, because this is crazy. But the guy wasn't the important thing here. It was his female companion that was the more important person here, because she had an Iron Man helmet on. She had an Iron Man helmet on, right? But the first issue was, again, our theater was strict. We couldn't let people come in with a mask. The problem was she only had like tight leather pants on, and she only had like, I don't want to assume it was just a bra, but it was just a bra. Like I don't know what that look is. And I'm pretty sure she had like a jacket around her waist, but all that she had was just literally an Iron Man. Like it was one of those, like, I'm certain you could get it at like some toy store or something, like those Iron Man helmets that like kind of light up. But she only had that on, and she was kind of just open, I guess. I don't know how best to describe it. But lucky guy, that's for sure. That's all I'm gonna say. But they came up, and the guy was like, "How's it going, man? True for the last showing of Infinity War." And I looked at both Lisa and Eric, and Eric wasn't making it very. He was making it very obvious. Is that paint though? No, it was not a paint on. Like why are you doing those emotes? Like it was. I don't want this to be said. First off, before I go further with this, do not give me the simp emote. I'm being proper and serious about this. And I'm a guy. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm a guy. It's really, I wanted to look respect, and it's a job. I don't want to just stare, especially because they came up to my person. Like, I guess to be fair, I was the only one there, but it sucked because they came up to me, and I was like, why didn't you go to them instead? And Eric just got to stare the whole time, and I could hear like kind of snickering in the background. He pretended to like do something with papers in the background, but the whole time like he kept like doing glances at her, and I'm like, I can't blame it either because she was very well designed. I don't know what you want. I don't well endowed. Let's just say well endowed. What's the proper word? Whatever. She was packing. And I was like, the problem was I had to tell them, hey, so we couldn't do the mask thing, and she can't come in like that. So I was like, okay, I gotta be professional. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll give you guys 2 tickets. And then I was just trying to make small talk. And then during the small talk, while they were picking out their seats, I was like, okay. And then I know it's late, but we do have a policy going on. And then the woman, even though her voice was muffled, she was like, what policy? And I was like, oh, well, yeah. So, and I put out, because we had a sign on our windows that said, due to various reasons, you couldn't have like a mask, you had to dress proper, you couldn't wear too revealing costumes, blah, blah, blah. And they saw that. And then the guy looked at her, and she looked down, and she was like, oh, but it's just like very hot. And I was just like, yeah, probably, but not really, because it's like 1:30 in the freaking morning and it's cold. But they came from the bar, or at least the bar area, so I imagined that they were hot because they were drinking, right? So I was just like, yeah, I'm sorry, that's just like the policy. And the guy was just like, oh, well, you can't just like let it slide. Like, come on, man, it's not a big deal. Like, she doesn't mind, right? And then the girl's like, yeah, I don't mind. And I was first like taken aback by that because I didn't know the best way to respond in that circumstance. But it was still one of those things where I was like, I don't want to get in trouble for letting y'all in like this. And at the same time, I did kind of care about the job. Well, I needed money, so I needed to care about the job. I didn't want to get fired. So I was like, I'm sorry, that's just the policy. Like, we don't have a choice, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can't, I'm sorry. And then the guy was like trying to make, like, he was trying to make light of it. He was just like, oh, well, you guys like that strict? Like, you're gonna get in trouble and stuff? I was like, yeah, it's really bad. And I sort of lied. Like, I basically was like, yeah, if I let you guys pass, that I'll get like written up and I could get fired. And I was at the very least, I was like, if you can at least just like take off the mask and she could just put on her jacket, and then once you get in the theater, you can do that. And then she was just like, oh, but it's like really, really hot. And that was when she said that, she started to lean on the guy more, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, she's drunk, got it. And the guy, I was trying to be like respectful, and the guy was just like, oh man, it's no big deal, it's fine, but come on, man, just like, can you just let us in? We're just paying customers, come on, it's like late at night, no one's gonna get in trouble, I'm not gonna say anything. And I admit, I kind of looked to both Lisa and Eric. I was like, hey guys, back me up here. What do I say here in this? Because, you know, and Lisa did step up. She was like, yeah, unfortunately it's a policy and we can't be held liable and blah, blah, blah. I don't exactly remember the whole thing. Like, she reminded me of this thing earlier today. But she was just going on about it. She was just going on about like policy and stuff like that. We were just kind of at that point, just kind of making up whatever just to get them to comply. And the guy was like, I mean, yeah, I guess fine, but whatever. You guys have very strict rules. But what was wild though is she was really drunk, because even after we were somehow miraculously able to get the guy to comply, and he was just like, all right, just put on your top and we'll just like, you can just be relaxed later. She was like, do I have to? It's like so hot. And the whole time, and again, mind you, it's 1:30 in the freaking morning. Like, it's cold out here. Like, I know we're over in the West where we have like nice weather and stuff, but it's cold outside. So I know that she was just hot because she was drinking. Like, you can't lie to me and say she wasn't. But she was just like not feeling it, and I was like, the guy was just like, yeah, I know, it's fine. We'll just go inside and then you can relax and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, fine. And then she just like was slowly like putting on her jacket and stuff like that. I was all right, cool. And then she like took off her, she started to take off her helmet. And the guy was like, all right, fine. Like, you guys, like, I didn't realize you guys had such strict policies, man. I was like, yeah, it just kind of sucks. And I was trying to like make light of the circumstance, but it's clear that she wasn't like having it, or they both rather weren't really having it. But it is what it is. Like, we had a job to do. But you would think that that's how it ends. So they got their tickets, and like I said, we had to stick until the last hour. Like, once an hour passed after the final showing, so like I said, it started at 1:30. We had to wait until 2:30 before we were able to like pack it up. But they did let us pack up some stuff early. Ooh. Oh, come on, man. There's Magatsu Demon, dude. Are you serious? You can't let me fight that Magatsu Demon. Better still be there. Do I have to pay this? Whatever. I'm not gonna shut these off though. I want to see if I can fight what's her face without them. I'm still gonna do it though. I'll make the money, it's fine. In case I can't, it'll be good to have the map. I guess I do need the jewels. That Magatsu Demon better be there. Okay. You gotta pass, Dekarabia. But anyway, you would think it ended right that, right? So again, the importance of the aspect that you need to know is we still have to stay for an hour in case people want concessions. And there were people that did. And although the box office crew got to be left behind, or got to leave, some of us, myself and Lisa specifically, Eric got to leave because he worked earlier, but myself and Lisa, we had to stay behind and help the concessions crew with whatever cooking and cleaning up and all that jazz. And it wasn't until that hour passed. Although what was nice was we occasionally would have like some nights where there were certain staff that we had like certain managers that would let us like close early, and they were the best, dude. Because there was some staff that was like, no one's gonna come up, it's fine. Like, there were 2 managers that we didn't want to have close with us because they would make us stay the full hour, and we would have to wait until it was completely an hour past. So in this case, if there were certain managers, we had to stay till 2:30, and then we could clean up and leave. We'd probably get out there by like 3. But there were some managers who were like, all right, tickets are done. It's been like 20 minutes. Go ahead, start cleaning up the popper and blah, blah, blah. And luckily it was one of those nights where we were able to start cleaning up early. But the problem was that couple came back and they wanted nachos and popcorn. And we were like, oh, frick, because we already cleaned. We had 2 popcorn we had 3 popcorn poppers, like the machines they use to pop popcorn. One of them was dedicated to like normal like popcorn, which you can add butter and salt. One of them was for like caramel corn, and one of them was for this cheese popcorn that absolutely slapped. Like, before I was sick of popcorn, there were times where I would honestly, between you guys and me, I would steal some of these cheese popcorn. It was so good. Like, God, I wish I had that stuff right now as we speak, because I'm freaking starving. But they came, and we already cleaned the caramel one, excuse me, and the cheese one, and we were about to start cleaning the normal butter popcorn one. Well, technically, it doesn't come butter. We just got the normal plain popcorn, right? And they came up. They're like, oh, it's you from the box office thing. It's like, what are you doing here? And it was her voice. And sure enough, and I kid you not, this is what's wild. So there were 2 other people at the time, or no, 3 other people up front with us helping clean. So like I said, it was myself and Lisa. There was, we'll say one of them's name's John, one of them's name was Tim, and another woman's name was Cecilia, right? Cecilia was like, she had to go. Like, she was already like cleaning up everything. She already put the chemical like cleaning solution in the other poppers, like clean it out, blah, blah, blah. But Tim was with me, and we were like sweeping up, we were cleaning up the popcorn bits off the ground, and we were about to get ready to mop. And then they came up, and I kid you guys not, first it was the woman, because the guy was, I guess, going to the soda machines, the self-serve soda machines, and she was getting her own drink, or he was getting his own drink. But she came up, and remember how I said earlier, or remember how the whole earlier detail about how they could just go into the theater and then they could just do whatever? Yeah, they took it seriously, because she came up in the Iron Man helmet with her chest exposed again. Not completely, obviously, but just wearing the freaking bikini, whatever it was. And Tim, he did not hold back his reaction, because he immediately shouted, damn! Like, it was just like, and it made me laugh so hard. Like, I wasn't supposed to laugh because I'm supposed to be professional, but it was near 2 in the morning, guys. And I don't know. I don't know if it was just a mix of tired or just shock or whatever. But Tim saying that made me laugh so hard. But I had to like bite my tongue because I was like, I can't laugh right now. And he was like, can we get like some popcorn and some nachos and stuff? And yes, we do. And it was just, I was like, why them? Like, of all the people, why her? And I was like, where's the Captain America guy? And sure enough, he came up and he was like, hey man, hey, what's good? Like, hey, you guys, you do box office? Like, do they have you doing everything? And I just tried to make a joke. I was like, yeah, well, as much as they pay me. And I was just like, ha 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 ha, like, you know, like a nervous like giggle and stuff. And we still had some saved popcorn. So while we're cleaning the popcorn, we do have like some popcorn kept aside in like a container. So that way if people want like last minute popcorn, we can give it to them. And we did. We gave them the popcorn, we gave them nachos, and gave them a drink. And they got like a bunch of other snacks. I can't remember how many snacks they got, but they got a lot to the point where they couldn't carry it all. And the guy was like, hey, can we get like a hand here? And Tim was like, oh yeah, I'll happily do it. And he was kind of like, it was clearly obvious why Tim wanted to do it, but we were just like, all right, yeah, sure. And Tim like started carrying more stuff. And then they were like, oh, actually, can we also like get some more help? Because we also have like another drink. And I was like, so this is, I don't remember all the snacks they got, but I remember they got 3 drinks. They got 2 large popcorns. They got a large thing of nachos. I remember they got a bunch of Reese's cups. I don't remember all the snacks they got. They tried to order from our cook in the back, but once it gets to a certain point, our cook was like ready to go. They weren't planning on doing the grill or anything. So all they could do was just normal snacks and stuff, right? So they still needed help. And of course, like, Tim had the idea of trying to like balance all of it on like this kind of like tray deal. but it was a bit much for him, and I was just like, all right, I mean, here, like, you just need to balance it like this. I can't even finish the popcorns alone. It depends. I don't know where it's like over for you, but our large popcorns over here are stupidly large. Jesus. Honestly, I could probably get through like most of it without worry. I'm getting distracted. But yeah, Tim, like I helped like balance the stuff, and then I sent Tim to go. Well, I didn't technically send him, but in a way, I sent Tim to go help them. And while they were while they went to the auditorium, Cecilia was just like, is she really like, and I knew where she was going with this. I was like, yeah. And then Lisa was just like, yeah, it was this whole thing back at the box office and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, how, like, damn, like she must be like confident. And I was just like, I guess I don't know what it's like, but hey, if you got them, flaunt them, I guess. I don't know. I don't think that's exactly what I said, but it was something along those lines. And after a while, like Tim came back, but he was like, hey, V, come here. I was like, what? I was like, yo, V, like seriously, like I need help. Come here. And I was like, what's going on? So like I'm looking, I was like, all right, fine, whatever. So I walk out from the concession stand, I go follow Tim, and turns out, remember how I said that they were drunk, right? So as I'm like walking into like the entrance to the auditorium, there was a smell that was repulsive, and I was just like, what the hell is that smell? And I noticed that there was like, it looked to be something soft, like something trickling down, because even though we had carpet, there was still like a little bit that, because we had very bright lights, you could see like some of it started to trickle down something. And I didn't even get to go look around the corner before I saw the woman and immediately heard like just, and I realized, please don't clip that and take that out of context. But you could probably know where this is going. Sorry for any sensitive listeners out there, but as soon as I ran out of the corner, not only did she puke to hell and back, but some of the snacks and foods were all on the ground in a mess, and the guy was just like holding her hair, which I never really understood, that holding your hair back thing. But he was holding her hair back, and she was just letting it all out. And I was just like, whoa. Welcome, Elf Person Stream. And I was just like, whoa, like what? It was just, and I still remember to this day. Well, honestly, I did forget, but talking to Lisa earlier reminded me. But I remember exactly saying, damn, that's a lot, because she was a very thin woman, but it was just a lot coming out of her. And I was just like impressed by just how much, like, she kept going at times. And obviously, end all be all is that we had to clean it. But the guy was just like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. Like, I guess she like pounded away too many. And then he tried to like do like the whole like nudge thing, like a bunch of jokes. And I was just like, yeah, exactly that, Audie, exactly that. And it was just, oops, wrong button. It was just a lot to. It was a lot. It was just a lot. I don't know how best I can say it. It was a lot that came out of her, and I was just impressed more than anything else. And the whole time, like the guy was just like, sorry, I can help clean and stuff like that. I was like, no, it's fine. I was trying to make jokes. I had Tim go to like the janitor's closet to get like cleaning solution and stuff. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, she kept saying it over and over. Like, she was so sorry. But she kept, like, slurring the words. Don't drink alcohol if you can't take it. Well, what's funny was, like, when she came up earlier, she was fine. Like, I knew she was drunk before, but we didn't know how drunk she was. And the answer came rather short, because he was, like, the Captain America guy, he was like adamant about like trying to help, and he was like grabbing like a broom and stuff, and as he started to sweep, something fell out of his sleeve. And I don't know how alcohol comes in these things, but I guess there are some like small little like plastic bottles of alcohol that you can get. I don't know like how they are. I'm certain someone out there knows and can probably do it better justice than me, but like this like plastic bottle like fell down and like fell onto my foot, and I was like, oh, you dropped this. Like, innocently, I didn't know what it was, and I don't remember the words on it, but it was like somewhat open. Like, it wasn't completely like closed, but it was like, oh yeah, sorry about that, man. And she's like, I shouldn't have drank all that. But yeah, like context clues, you can pretty much assume there was like those little miniature alcohol things, and I guess they were drinking it in the theater while they were watching Infinity War. And the whole time, it just got to the point where she just couldn't take it. And that's why, I guess it just kind of came out. But I didn't, none of us really saw the signs. Like, she didn't look it. I guess I don't really know the signs of someone that's about to throw up, I guess, but she clearly just did, because she was like all like woozy and stuff when she came up, but it wasn't to the point where I knew she was gonna like heave. That's for sure. But she did, and that's why like they dropped all this stuff, and there was all the vomit and stuff like that, and it was just really gross. And she was just like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, and we're just like, nah, it's fine, it's fine. And the end all be all to that, before I go to a completely different lighter story, yeah, it's disgusting. The end all be all to that, and I will admit, I did get a good view. I'm not gonna lie to people and say I didn't like look, but it was after she let loose another bit of it, I don't know how best to say it, that I don't know how it happened. I don't know if she was just like adjusting herself or what, but her like bikini top kind of like came a little undone, and her left like boobage area was exposed. I don't know what I can say what will get me in trouble, but it was exposed, and Tim, I heard Tim kind of mutter like nice, and I was just like, shut up, I know, shut up. And then eventually like they went to the bathroom and cleaned themselves up, and or she went to the bathroom and cleaned herself up, and the guy was like, I'm just gonna like walk her then, waited for him. And then as me and Tim were cleaning up, like Tim was just like, yo V, did you see, I was like, yes Tim, I saw it. It was clearly right there. It was like, hey, you know, this job's got some perks. So I was just like, Tim, not now, just not now. I don't want to talk about that while I'm cleaning up like dropped food and vomit. All right, there's a lot going on right now, and it was just, oh yeah, I forgot about this, and it was just a lot. But I'll admit, and I will admit, I'm not even gonna lie to it, I'll admit it was kind of nice. That's all I'm just saying, it was nice, unexpected too, that's for damn sure. Although someone probably could have thought it was gonna happen, considering, you know, she was freaking drunk. And I mean, I was trying to act professional, but I'm not gonna lie and say it wasn't nice. Like I agree. I just didn't. My fear was like the guy would come out of nowhere in here and be like, "Hey, what are you talking about my girlfriend for?" Blah blah blah. Ooh, where are we? This is the grave of Taira no Masakado. You must be resting ahead.
Young man.
Before we go further, allow me to share the information from Bethel's records. Oh, okay, this is important. Then let me wrap up the thing by like let me wrap up the story by saying, because I do want to talk more about my theater job. But let me just wrap up by saying that they came back. She was like, she wore her top again and was dressed, and she was like a little dizzy, and he was just like, I'm so sorry. And what was nice was the guy actually gave us both, me and Tim, like $10 tips. So we're like, oh, that's really kind of you. And she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, you guys are so very sweet for cleaning, and I'm sorry, I wasn't appropriate, and blah blah blah. And Tim was like, oh no, it's all good, like, thank you. And I was just like, yeah, no, it's totally fine, like, it happens. And they went to go watch the rest of the movie. Meanwhile, Tim and I, like, we cleaned as much as we can, and then we left. And then as we were leaving, both Cecilia and Lisa was just like, oh, I just remembered the key item does not lock the super boss. Huh? I'm gonna have to ask about that in a minute, but it just locked the actual version of the super boss. What does that mean? So am I not gonna fight the boss or what? Okay, I'll wrap this up really quick, and then I'm gonna ask about that because I'm curious on what that means, Audie. Welcome, sorry to the stream. Nanaya. But bottom line was, when we came back, both Cecilia and Lisa were like, what happened over there? We heard, like, they heard bits and pieces. And before I even got to say a damn thing, Tim was like, yo, we got to see a little nip. And it was just, I was just like, Tim, like in perspective. And then like Cecilia and Lisa were just like looking at each other, and then looked at me, and I gave them basically the rub about what I told you guys. And they're like, oh yeah, no wonder like she kept a little woozy. And then Cecilia's like, well, you know what, kind of suits her right for drinking too much. And we're just like, yeah, but whatever, let's get the hell out of here. We started like clean up and leave. And the whole time, this is what's funny, was Lisa of all people, like as I'm like mopping and I'm doing the scrubbing and mopping, like as I'm wrapping up, and Tim's going on talk about how it was like really nice, it was really cool, and she was like stacked and blah blah blah, that Lisa's just like, so V, Was it good? Like, did you smile? How nice was it? I was like, Lisa, like, don't match Tim's level right now. It's not important. And then she just like looked at me. She gave me like, so I remembered because I forgot about this. Lisa used to do this like one eyebrow thing. Like, you know how parents give you like a look? Like if you like messed up something, parents would give you a look. Um, and they would only look at you because they hoped that you would tell the truth. It was one of those like parental stares. Lisa used to do like this one like this one eyebrow, like kind of like the rock meme look, but not nearly to the same level, where she would just look at you and we were just like, or she did it to me. I was just like, yeah, it was actually pretty nice. It was actually pretty nice. And she was like, uh-huh, okay, cool. But that was the end all be all. That was just one of the many, like I have a lot of theater stories to tell you guys, but that was just one of many, and that was during freaking Marvel. But yeah, Lisa reminded me of that, and that was one of the things she talked about earlier with me earlier today. But I'll talk about the other thing after this cutscene. So, young man, no, Taira no Masakato has served as the guardian of Tokyo for a long time. Even during the battle 18 years ago, he stood up to defend the people of the city. In fact, the demons feared his power so much that they sealed it away, greatly lessening his presence in Dot. However, Anaho Bino has the power to reshape the world. Therefore, it may be possible for us to gain his assistance.
Stay alert.
That said, he also has a reputation as a vengeful apparition, so we can't be certain how he'll act. We should proceed with caution. Oh, it's called Masakato Zuka. I guess I'll save, I guess. How are we on health and stuff? Oh, we're fine. Whoa, oh. Okay, you just kind of pop up. I was hoping you had a voice. What voice do I give you? I guess I'll just... Who dares intrude upon the place where I rest? It would seem you have broken the powerful seal upon this place. I am Taira no Masakato, the guardian of Tokyo for the last 1,000 years. You are a Nahobino, the true form of a god made manifest by the reunion of knowledge and life. I had yet to lay my eyes upon one until this moment. So, Nahobino, having overcome countless trials and hardships, what business do you have with me? Nah, I'm good, really. Is that so? You have broke the seal upon this place, yet you have no business here. Regardless, I feel compelled to acknowledge your power of my own accord. He's so cool. I like how his hair, it looks like there's waves of something in his hair. Like water. Your power may be enough to break the binds that hold me. Nahobino, reclaim my power scattered across Tokyo. Once I have regained my might, and you have altered the rules of this world as a Nahobino, then I will be able to lend you my aid. Will you take on this task? Yes, sure. Sounds cool to me. Very well. First, bring me my blade, the Lord's sword. Oh, that thing? Oh, yeah, that thing. Oh, wait, but isn't that the thing I have to do when I fight the four heavenly kings? The ancient gods of Japan should know of its whereabouts. However, the sword's true power has been sealed. Once it's been unleashed, return it to me. I shall be waiting for you. There are two Lord swords? Oh, that's so confusing. Whatever. We'll come back. Wait. Ooh. Wait, where'd you go? Oh. Aw, lame. Alright, so I gotta come back with the Lord's sword, huh? All right, well, I guess that means I'm not dealing with that for a while. Anywho. But yeah, but like I said earlier when I was just talking, like, she just reminded me of, like, so many things. Like, I've never forgotten everything at the theater, but I do remember one thing for sure that I didn't like about the theater. Well, not other than, I don't mind working at it. Let me start with that. But one thing I didn't like was the job description they told of me. So I thought originally I was just gonna do one thing, and they made me do kind of like everything. Very little pay, but at the same time it was my only job, and I realized, especially after the fact, especially considering I've been there for so long, I've been at that theater for years, and I hate the fact that it took me this long to realize. I guess I'm one of those people where if I have a good job, as long as it's like comfortable and easy to do, I really need to not be this, but I'll settle. Like, I'll plant my roots in and be like, all right, well, it's a job, whatever. And I realized retrospect, like, it was an all right job, but it was definitely, the reason why I was there was because I liked some of the staff there. Like, I made some good friends because I was there. Oh, what? You touched me? Well, you have to die now. You're not allowed to touch me. Stay out of my damn way. Anywho. But yeah, like, one of the things I liked about the theater was honestly like the staff I had, but I didn't like the fact that they kind of made me do everything for very little incentive. But it is what it is. There was a good moment that I did enjoy though. And this was the other thing that Lisa reminded me of earlier. So one of the things that popped up was back in the past, we used to have an arcade. And what was cool was they actually let me run it for a while. And our theater wasn't really one of those where it let us had tips, but between you and me, I don't care if it's illegal. I got to have a little, surprisingly, if you're like enthusiastic about stuff and you have a cup and you put $1 in the cup, people are surprisingly more obligated to give you a tip. I know that's probably the most like shadiest thing, but I really needed money. And okay, I already outed myself. It's years in the past, screw it. But there was an arcade we used to run, or an arcade section that I used to run. Oh. And what was funny was usually they would just kind of have people there, but there was one specific part of the arcade where it had a VR setup, and it had a bunch of games on it. Like, one of them was like you could swim with fish. One of them was like this horror-based one. One of this was like you could just kind of explore like this action movie kind of thing. It was really cool, and I really liked working it. And there were times where they were like asking if someone could help run the VR thing, and man, every time that someone they were like, is anyone willing to like work their shift doing the VR-cade? Man, I was like, yo, I'll do it happily, wholeheartedly. I'd rather do that than box office. And there were times where they fought me against it because they were like, well, people like hearing me. Like, I'm not trying to say this to brag because I don't think of myself as this, but my old manager staff said that one of the reasons that people kept coming back was because they had people like me that were welcoming, that made them feel like the theater was a good place to be. And it's good for customer. Basically, I was the epitome of customer service. That's long story short. And I did have this one time where someone was so enthralled and loved my customer service, they actually sent an email above my boss to the actual like higher staff, because they're like, yo, this V guy is like the definitive worker for a theater, and we need more people like him. Not even joking about that. But bottom line is, and I'm being serious when I say this, is oh right, I don't need to talk to you. Sacrifice is necessary. But the bottom line is, why am I getting this close-up shot of you? I get it, you're cute, but not now. We can flirt later. Right, I gotta fight you, huh? I'll deal with it off camera. Bottom line was, while I was horribly distracted, I apologize. There was this moment where they would keep trying to fight me, right, about not being the VR arcade or the VR arcade. And I was like, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. And I thought it'd be really cool. And I had half a mind because I was really desperate for money. I was like, I wonder if I can get away with getting a tip. And I don't know what in my mind thought it, but I literally grabbed like a normal like courtesy cup. I just put like a $2, like 2 singles in there. and I had it next to like a little station that was necessary for putting like whatever, like if I wanted to like have a drink or something, I put it there. And in case a manager's around, they gave us like little like pamphlets. So what I would do is I would hide the cup behind the pamphlet, and obviously if a manager was like gonna check up on the area, I would just like quickly walk over, take the money and put it away. And I actually got a good amount of tips. But what was really cool though was there was this one moment where it was like a family of 5, and there were like 3 girls and 2 guys, and they were coming in and they were asking what this was. And I was enthusiastic. I was like, oh, this is the VR arcade studio. Like, you can go here, you could be put in the video game, blah, blah, blah. And we have a bunch of games to choose from. And then one of them was like, oh, what is your idea? Like, what's your favorite? And I was like, I'm glad you asked, because it's the horror one that I like. And I find it very fun. And it's definitely worth a lot of laughs. And the guy was like, all right, yeah, sure. And it wasn't like expensive to do it. It was actually really cheap to like rent to have access to the game. Where does this take me to? Oh, lame, whatever. Anyway, and he first got what I presume would be his wife, and then I guess like his sis or something. But bottom line is they were the first 2 people in, and while I was setting the 2 up and I was giving them the rules, I was telling them like, okay, when you're ready, because they had these 2 like little portable guns, right? Which were just these remote guns you can use to like pretend to like fire. Just kind of think of like things like House of the Dead and stuff. And as I was telling them about when they're ready, player 1, just go shoot the start and then we'll get started. But I said, give me a second, because the husband was beckoning me over and he was like whispering, he's like, hey, so how scary is this? And I was telling them like, I told him like in game they have like a difficulty setting that they could choose for. And it was just like really entertaining if they played on the harder difficulties. And he was like, hey, is there any chance? And he slipped me a $5 bill. He was like, is there any chance I could get you to put on the highest difficulty setting? Welcome, Roar to the stream. I got myself the PS5. I currently have Monster Hunter Wilds, but I might continue Shin Megami 5 until I'm done with the main story. Wow, you got a PS5? Welcome to the world, man. It's gonna be so overwhelming. But I hope you enjoy Monster Hunter Wilds. And then tell me more about Gemma that everyone keeps telling me about now. No, I'm playing. What was I saying here? But he like slipped me a $5 bill and was like, is there any way at all I can get you to make the game like on the hardest difficulty? Like, cause he was asking like, if it's on a hard difficulty, will it be more scary? And as one who's played it, I told him yes. When the game is harder, there are more enemies that come out of nowhere. There are more jump scares, blah, blah, blah. And I said, for real? It was like, yeah, because we want to like record and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and I admit how I did it looked shady. I will admit that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But it was $5 more than I had, and that meant more money for food and anime. So I looked around, kind of like looked left, looked right, looked left again, and I was just like, I got you covered. So I took the 5. I put it in my pocket. And I walked up to the first lady who was player 1, and I was like, oh, actually, excuse me, miss, sorry, is there something I can just like borrow this really quickly? And I took the headset and took the gun, and I was like, I made up a lie. I don't exactly remember my lie, but I was basically saying like, oh, I'm just going through the options because I'm just making sure that it's not too flashy and bright because we don't want you to be blinded, blah, blah, blah. Again, that was a front. The actual front was, the girls to go to public spaces with just bikini because I can't. First off, no, it was just a random moment. It was like 1:30 in the morning. She was drunk and it was late. That was a whole circumstance, but it was still just really, really crazy. That's the first of all things. But I'll admit, and you guys are gonna be like, V, that's so messed up. Yes, it is. It totally was. But the beach? No. Okay. So sorry, to give you perspective, I just got done talking about an experience I had in the movie theater. I used to work in a movie theater back in the past, and there was this couple, definitely a drunk couple, that came in early in the morning, technically at 1:30, when they were doing the Marvel Infinity War movie, and this woman came in. She had like normal like leather pants on, but she had a very exposed bikini top. Like it left very little to the imagination, just to give context there. And I had a coworker that was just like nice, and my other coworker, she was just like, she got it on me. So no, it wasn't the beach. It was literally in a public place at the theater late at night or early in the morning. But bottom line is, for those listening, yes, I am messed up when I say this, but it was a lie, like I said, about the whole like turning on the options thing. In actuality, I just went to the title screen, and I got lucky too, because the other woman, I was literally prepared to like talk to the other woman and say, can you take off your headset? But she already did, because she was just like talking to something about some of the other family. But in actuality, while she was distracted, I quickly put the VR headset on and I turned up the difficulty to max level. The VR horror game we had a difficulty level between 1 to 5. 1 being like super easy, super slow, it was whatever, and 5 being rather rough. And although it was a cheaply made VR game, it was actually entertaining. And 5, there were jump scares. Like, it was really, like, they were cheap jump scares. Like, we're talking Paranormal Activity jump scares. But it was still to the point where people would get scared. And I turned up the difficulty on high, but then I paused the game really quickly. And I was like, all right, we'll get you guys started. We'll get you guys ready. And while I helped put the VR headsets on both of their heads, I quickly looked at the husband and I just did the thumbs up, and the guy did the thumbs up too. And then he and the other girl and the other guy both got their phones out. And then I turned on TV screen. So player 1, I don't know why we couldn't do it for player 2, but player 1's headset, their view could show what they could see. So if, for example, you see this, right? You see like on screen me and Decarabia. Imagine I can have the VR headset and you guys can see what player 1 could see, not player 2. And it was on the TV screen. It was just this big TV screen that we had there. It wasn't super big, but it was big enough that outside people could see, right? So the interesting aspect was, if she got scared by something, we'd all get to see. And she got scared by stuff. And it was really funny. And it was a normal like zombie thing. Like, it was a bunch of zombies coming out, but there was this one moment where a zombie kind of like burst through, like they were in like this ruined house. And there were a bunch of zombies coming, and they were doing some good work. But then there was this one moment where from the ground, like, I guess she didn't see it, but we saw it from the TV, like a zombie burst from the ground and was like crawling up, and she didn't see it until like last minute, until like she did, like, I guess she got hit. And it does kind of like House of the Dead, where you get attacked, your screen turns red and it shows like gash marks, and she just freaked out. And I can't speak Spanish. I'm not even going to try to attempt it, but she said a lot. And I don't know what she said, but I at least know she said something bad, because the other girl was like, you can't say that. There's children around. You can't say that. And she was like, sorry. And they kept going. But then more jump scares happened. And the whole time was just so much fun. It was so fun to the point where other people who were either coming into the theater or leaving ended up just coming. And before I realized it, we had a crowd. Like, there was a crowd of people just watching these two girls just getting scared the pants off of them. It was so damn funny. It was so good. And the whole time they were the other 3 people just recording it, loving every minute of it. They were just having a grand old time. It was just so good. And it was moments like that I was like, dude, I freaking love this job. Really? Like that. It was like a jump scare like that. But it was just so funny. Come on, Decarabia. I don't actually need this, but whatever. I don't know. It's moments like that that make me miss working at the theater. Like, I have more moments that I could talk about, but I am curious, folks. Like, what were some of your first jobs and stuff? Like, did you have any good moments? Hopefully you guys did. And if you had any bad moments, it's fine. Like, I was going to talk about another good one, but frick, I forgot about that. But there were a number of bad moments. Like, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Like, I remember this one time. Like, again, talking to her got me nostalgic. And I remember this one time that I was like, normally I don't... Okay. Again, I worked at the movie theater. So you know there's going to be people that are going to feel entitled. And they're like, oh, yeah, you got to serve me, blah, blah, blah. There was this one moment... I only ever have one job because I'm scouted. Oh, okay. So I don't know if you would be able to understand where I'm going with this, but at least, did you have a moment at your job? Here's where I'm going with this. Did you folks ever have a moment at your job where it was like a moment where you're just like, ugh, is this what I have to do for real? I can't do this. This sucks. Like a moment that just made you so mad because you had like a total like jerk of a customer. So there was this moment where it was these 2 parents and a kid. I don't remember what kid's movie it was, but what I do remember is that we had... What? Oh, cool. Thanks. Okay, that. Thank you, random gift giver guy. But I don't remember what kids movie it is. But the theater we used to had a theater that was dedicated to. I feel like I've talked about this before, but we had an auditorium where it was dedicated to kids, where it had like a jungle gym and a playground and like a ball pit and all these things, and it was rough. There was one time where I got stuck because this one little girl was scared, but that's not the story I'm going to talk about here. The story I'm going to talk about is how there was this one, like, this parent or this family with the mom and dad and a kid, and I think the kid was like maybe like 4 or 5 or whatever. Every single week my eye bags are really bad. Adi, you got to get some sleep, my friend. Please get yourself some rest. Why did you both learn Megaton Press? Both you and Zeus learned this. Stop it, you weirdos. But anyway, so we had this theater that was dedicated to like the kids thing, and occasionally they'd have like some of the staff like go in, manage it, and blah blah blah. And there, like I said, there was this one time where this little girl was like scared, and I had to go into the jungle gym and crawl and help them out, and I got stuck, and my friends laughed the whole time. That's not the point of this. The point I'm going for this bit was, this was one of the moments where I was like, is this really what I'm gonna have to do in my life? I don't remember what the kids movie was, but this one little kid, I like kids, don't get me wrong, I've used to babysit, but this one little kid like got on my nerves, and it sucked because like I don't know what their lifestyle was, but this little kid clearly felt obligated to do this. But I guess something happened where, so in the movie, right, in the kids theater, they have like a halfway moment, a halfway point of the show where they'll pause it for an intermission where parents can go to the bathroom, kids can, I don't know, go play for a little bit, get the energy out, whatever. And it always goes halfway through a certain point. It's on a timer. So halfway through a movie, no matter what, it'll stop for this intermission break, right? And it was during that moment where the kids would play and go crazy. And it was one of those times where myself and my other coworker, we'll say her name's Sarah, or no, it wasn't Sarah. It was, we'll say his name's Duncan for this. It was me and Duncan. We were in there watching and managing and things like that. And for whatever reason, a lot of the parents decided to just like up and leave. So I don't know why parents had the nerve of thinking like this was like a babysitting thing. That wasn't what we were for. The whole point of intermission was so that way some parents could go grab snacks, kids can play, go to the bathroom, things like that. It wasn't to leave your kids there and have your parents like go out. And the reason why was because even though the two of us were staffed, there weren't that many for this kids theater. There were literally only like maybe like 3 parents, like 3 like families rather, and a bunch of kids. Like there were at least like 8 kids in there, and most of them just playing about whatever. But all the parents decided to leave except for like this one like old lady who she just was just sleeping, and I was just like, all right, well, I understand. I wish I were sleeping too. But the point is, all the other parents left and was really messed up. But one of the pairs came back, and it was the people I was talking about, where it was just this mom and dad, and I knew that their kid was just playing around the ball pit, just throwing balls at everybody for whatever reason, which sucked because we had to pick that up afterwards. It was a pain in the ass. But they came back, and the mom came with a slushie and was like, oh, Harry, here, I got a slushie for you. And Harry screaming all the high heavens like, yeah, slushies, sweet, I love slushies. And he like throws more of the balls over where like every which way, and he runs out and grabs the slushie. And this is the moment that made me think like, is this what I gotta do, right? So we're standing off to the side, right? We see this couple or the mom giving Harry the slushie or whatever, and we didn't think anything of it. We're just like, all right, we'll just wait and just go and clean and blah blah blah. But immediately out of nowhere, like, I don't know, none of us paid attention. You know, me or Duncan paid attention to how many sips this little brat took. But out of nowhere, as I'm talking to Duncan, we're talking about whatever, immediately all we hear is, oh, I freaking hate this. This sucks. And he doesn't say the F word. He just says, like, he flipping hates this. I think he actually says frickin', actually, now I'm remembering it. And he grabs the slushie and he just throws it at the wall, and there's just slushie on the wall, and it starts to ooze. And the whole thing, like, I don't know like what happened, but me and Dougie just stared at it for a minute. And then Harry, or the little boy, or whatever his freaking name is, I don't actually think his name was Harry, I'm just saying it for the sake of this, he just goes into the little jungle gym area, and the mom is just like, oh, Harry. And then the dad literally heat butters again. And I'm like, what do you need again? And the whole time, Duncan's just staring straight at the slushie. And it sucks because we have to clean that. And the whole time we're just like, did this kid like for real just grab a slushie and throw it at the wall? And this is what really got me. This is what honestly got me. Was as the mom is going to like talk to his kid or to the kid, and she's like trying to get it, the father looks at us and literally he walks up, he puts a hand on my shoulder and he like crouches down to talk to, well, he comes up to me and Duncan. He's like, "Yeah, you guys got that, right? Yeah, thanks." And he just like goes to walk to his wife, and I'm flabbergasted. And I look at Duncan, and Duncan looks at me, and we're both just like, did this piece of spit actually just say that? Yeah, you guys got this? And that's what made me think, like, is this actually what I'm gonna do for my life? I didn't know how to respond. Like I was impressed I kept it together, because it felt like there was like a fire in me. It felt like my body was running hot. I didn't know what to do. So I was just like, I'm just gonna go grab some cleaning stuff and go clean it. And then Duncan, like, he speed walks up to me and he's like, "What? Are we gonna do anything about this?" And I was like, "What? I don't know what we can do, man. I'm just gonna clean it." And then I try to be like, this is way too much of me being a dreamer, but I was just like, maybe he'll give us a tip for cleaning. That's literally what I said. And while we went to go clean it, the intermission ended and the rest of the movie came up. And during like halfway through the latter half of the movie, the mom like went and grabbed more snacks, and they like don't even eat fully all the snacks. And we don't know the mess they leave until after they get up and leave. And the whole time I was like, or the dad like walks again, he comes up to me and Duncan, because again it's just the two of us having to clean when the movie's done. And as we like grab like the broom and dustpan and the trash can and all the other stuff to get ready to clean, sure enough, the little brat, he runs past. He's like, "That was great, love the movie," blah blah blah, and he runs off. And she's like, "Don't run inside, dear, don't run inside." And she goes off. And then sure enough, the father comes up and he's just like, "Man, you guys are doing the Lord's work, man." And then he just like pats Duncan on the shoulder, and he just like leaves. And we know where they were when they were sitting, and the whole time Duncan and I just look at each other. And I don't know exactly if that's what Duncan was thinking, but I know what I was thinking. I was thinking, please God, please don't let them have left a nasty mess. And we know prior to that they bought a good number of snacks and foods. At the very least, we knew they had popcorn, nachos, and they ordered something from the kitchen. I think it was some sort of like those gourmet like nacho things. Guys, it was so messy. It was so messy. I don't even know how to put it in perspective. How there were nacho cheese and salsa and popcorn and butter all like almost all over the damn seat, and it was so bad. After yourself, you're going to a theater. Like seriously, like, you know how at the end of the Deadpool movie, where I'm not gonna spoil the actual part, but during the end credits part, he's just like, "Come on, guys, like clean up yourselves. It's a dick move. Don't do that." It was so bad, guys. It was so bad. And I just stared, and Duncan like looked at it, and it was just like we were just, I would be your best customer if I were there. Adi, I would worship if I had someone like you, or any of you guys listening to me, because I imagine none of you guys are like this family, man. And it felt like my heart sank, man. It felt like I won $1,000 and then immediately got taxed for like, I don't know, $999. I only got $1 out of it. It felt like my heart snapped in two. And the whole time I just stared, and I was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. And that was when I had my other moment of, I don't know if I can do this. Like, this was bad. I don't remember what the kids movie it was, but I something broke in me, man. I don't know. And I was just like, you know what? I have to clean it, because we only have like, I think maybe half hour before we have to let people in. And there were people already ready to come in, the next family. So we had to clean up. And I was just like, I just gotta clean it. And I thought I did a good job by getting most of it. And then as I was being like, all right, I'm going to take out this trash and then we should be able to let the other people in. I didn't even get to leave before Duncan was like, did you go behind the seat? I was like, what? It was like, dude, check behind the seat. And I used my flashlight because I couldn't see, but I guess Duncan noticed something. And this jerk apparently decided not to clean it because he was cleaning all the other stuff. And, oh God, dude, there was, first off, I didn't notice that I guess they got another slushie because there was slushy behind it. And there were bits of, I think, hot dog, like there was some sort of meat in the slushie. And I was just like, oh my God. And then Duncan tapped me on the shoulder, was like, V, look further down, like closer to us. It trailed. The mess they left trailed behind their seat to other seats. It was so bad. And I was just like, yo, there's no way. Like, there's no way it could get worse than this. And as I said that, so another thing to add to this, our theater had beanbag chairs. So it was more close to the front line, but you can move the beanbag chairs up and move them about and all that jazz if you want to get comfortable. And whatever the mess was coming toward the beanbag chair. And I was like, Duncan, and he just said, no. That's all he said. And I was like, we have to. So he grabbed one side, I grabbed the other. We lifted the beanbag chair. And there were more nachos underneath it. Nachos and some sort of meat underneath there. And what I presume was something fizzy, which meant that they must have had some sort of soda or something underneath the beanbag chair. And the beanbag chairs, we didn't even know how to clean the beanbag chairs. That's the worst part. So the whole time, like we lifted it up and we just stood there holding this damn beanbag chair, just staring at the mess. And I don't know what Duncan was going through Duncan's mind. I don't know what he thought, but I know the aftermath because after a good moment of time, all I heard was, yeah, no, F this. And he just dropped his side. The beanbag wasn't super heavy, but it was heavy. And I was just like, whoa. And I dropped it. It was like, Duncan is like, nah, I can't do that. And he just like left. And I was like, Duncan, like, you can't. It's like, nah, man, I can't. Like, F this. This ain't my job. It's not worth it. And he left. And I was just like, I can't clean this by myself. So I admit I did a really rushed job. So I couldn't do much. So I just kind of like swept and tried to move all the stuff underneath the beanbag. And I was like, you know what? We'll do it once we have like because after a couple movies, like there's like an hour break. And I was like, I'll just get some staff. We'll try to clean it up afterwards. But I was like, yo, like Duncan, like you can't like leave me hung to dry. Yo, I actually respect what this man did a little bit. It was kind of a BM, but I do respect it because after that, and I let the family in, I was like, yo, I need to like take a break. So I went to the concessions thing and I just grabbed some lemonade. And as I'm grabbing it, immediately out of the left side of my ear, all I heard was, F this, I'm done, I quit. And then like a lot of the people, like customers, myself, and like everyone, we turned and we see Duncan and he walks out and he had like this, he had a name tag. He took it off, threw it to the ground, and he just like stormed out. And we're like, and we just saw him like leave. And he was like, yo, nice work with you guys. Peace. Good luck. Keep in touch. I'll see you guys later. And he just like leaves. He straight up goes out the theater and leaves. And the whole time I'm just like, well, I realize I'm doing this and you guys can't see my face, but I just like looked, eyes open, mouth open, like some of us were. And we had this one like manager. We had a couple of managers. One was really cool. We'll call her, for the sake of it, we'll call her Sabrina. And then there was one who I cannot stand. We'll call her Sandra. Sandra was the first one to walk out. It's like, are you serious? You can't leave. There's an order to this. You have to put in your 2 weeks. And she's like chasing after him. Meanwhile, Sabrina, who's one of the cool people, she just like looks shocked. And then she like, we are just like, yo, like Sabrina, what happened? And what's funny enough is that Sabrina comes to us like, so V, what happened to the theater? And I was like, what do you mean? Like Duncan just like knocked on the door and asked to talk to us. And he literally just said he quit. He can't do this. It's not worth the pay. And he just like up and left. And he and Sandra got into some sort of argument. And now obviously the end result was that Duncan left. And Sabrina, I told her, Sabrina, like the same thing I told you guys. I was like, yeah, there was like this really like gnarly mess because his family's just like really crazy. Okay, respect, but leave me alone. Oh, it was fine. Like I didn't get to clean up fully. I honestly just like cleaned some of it and just like shoveled the rest underneath the beanbag. So it is what it is. As long as no one like, I don't know, dropped their phone and wanted to go behind there, I think I got away with it. But it was still one of those things where Duncan like up and left after that. And I was honestly impressed by that because I was like, you know what? He's right. It really wasn't worth it. But I needed this job, so I couldn't leave. But the whole time, and what's worse too was I don't like Sandra. Let me start with that. Sandra's one of the worst people I've ever met in my entire life, and I usually am very patient. But after a while, she like, hey, can I talk to you in the office? I'm like, okay, what now? And sure enough, she asked because she wants to get my side of the story about what happened. I told her the same thing I told Sabrina, and Sandra's like, there wasn't anything else, like nothing. He didn't say anything, and I was like, no, we saw a mess. He reacted definitely a lot more strongly than I did, and he just up and left, and that was it. That was literally it. Sorry, YouTube, again, I know I'm on story mode. I'm just feeling nostalgic here, but that was end all be all. And she was like, I was like, okay, you can go. And I was like, okay, thanks. I really didn't like her, but I left. And then sure enough, like I had some of my other staff was like, yo, V, what happened? I was like, I told them the same thing. And I was like, yo, like Duncan's a real one, man. And what's funny is that every now and then Duncan like kind of came over and wanted to hang out, but apparently, and this is a thing, I don't know if this is TMI, but screw it. It's long past. I don't know if theaters have this, but our theater has a blacklist. Like essentially it's a list of people, both consumers, workers, employees, all that jazz, that if they enter the facility or if someone of their likeness enters the facility, we have to contact security and kick them out. That was what we had. And none of us knew that Duncan was put on the blacklist. But apparently, if you up and leave, it's up to manager's discretion to put you on the blacklist. And the only reason I know that is because I had, not just Sabrina, but I actually have a good friend who was one of the assistant managers there who told us about it. And the reason being was because well after this fact, this was like months after, that Duncan would come in, and honestly, we're cool with Duncan. Like we would like hook him up, give him like discounted tickets or free snacks if we could, blah, blah, blah. But there was this one time where Sandra saw him walking about and was like, okay, you need to leave. Blacklist, lame. Boundless now talking. No, well, honestly. And she just snapped on him. And the whole time, like, Duncan was like, what? I'm a paying customer. And basically, she kicked him out. And she was threatening, like, to call police and stuff. And the whole time, we're like, what the frick is going on? Why is Sandra, like, acting crazy? And our other friend, our guy on the inside, who is a manager, we'll say his name is, like, Lucas. Lucas, like, is like, yeah, so apparently Duncan was put on the blacklist because he put on his 2 week, or he left without even, like, proper protocol and stuff like that. And Sandra put him on the blacklist. I was like, you could do that? He was like, yeah, but you didn't get that from me. So viewers, don't tell Sandra that. Don't rat me out, even though you guys would be like, yeah, I'm gonna tell Sandra. But it was just nuts having that happen. And there were times where Duncan was like, is there any way you can like come in? I still remember there was times where he would like give us like little bit, because he worked at a nearby like pizza spot and was like, hey, I'll hook you guys up with some free food if you guys let me come in with my girlfriend. And I'm gonna be honest, there were times where I let him in. I remember there was, I think it might have been during Deadpool 2 that there was a time where he like texted me. It was like, hey V, can you let me in? Like me and my girlfriend want to go see it. And well, first he would ask like if Sandra was there, because Sandra was one of the two people that was adamant about the whole blacklist thing. Everyone else just didn't give a crap unless it was like a really bad person. But I was like, yeah, Sandra's in here. I was like, hey, is there any way you can like let us in? And in our theater, they had emergency exit doors that we can open. So I was like, hell yeah, sure, I need lunch. So I would, when the movie would like get to like during the trailers and stuff, I would just like walk to the emergency exit, and I would like, we had like a whole like knock code, like, you know how to do the, in movies you see the people doing the, and then the other person on the other side would go, like things like that. So we had like a knock code, so that way you would know if it was like someone on the inside, which felt really cool in retrospect. But he would come in and he would like give us like, he would give me like a foil plate with like some hot pizza, and he and his girlfriend would come in and we were just like, yeah, go ahead. But make sure you guys like leave like out the back door so that way you don't get in trouble. But it was just so cool. It felt cool to do that. It was kind of sneaky because I didn't like Sandra. But yeah, that was the end all be all. So again, YouTube, I'm sorry for going on massive story time. But again, I felt really nostalgic talking to my friend Lisa earlier. Bale says, you know, I don't know why people just don't understand that the Switch is capable of some really good looking games. Are people hating on games? Why are people hating on the thing? Although we're in March right now, we should be getting more information on the Switch too, yeah? At least we should be. I'm done with my theater thing. I do want to talk about it again in the future. I have many more stories to tell. Many more. But I don't want my whole episode to be just story time with V. I do want to do some progress in this episode, because I have been feeling like playing Shin Megami. But Bayo, to your earlier thing, why do people say the Switch is kind of eh? Xenoblade X, let's go. Dude, like, Xenoblade's so good. I low-key wish I didn't play Xenoblade off camera like I did. I kind of want to play it on camera. There's no point. Especially Xeno 3. Freaking loved Xeno 3. That game should have won Game of the Year to me. And there's still some good-looking games on the freaking Switch. The heck are they talking about? Pokemon Legends ZA is looking really bad. I've seen more people claim the Switch has no good-looking games when that's objectively not true. Yeah, that's definitely not true. Although, admittedly, I'm probably not going to get ZA, like, immediately, but I do have a desire to get Legends. It's definitely because of the whole prequel thing. I just don't really like prequel stuff. But I do like me some Pokemon. And I don't know, I don't really care for, like, the graphics of it. Hell, I played this on Switch, and it looked fantastic. Perfect example that there are plenty of good Switch-looking games. I don't particularly like the ending of ZC3, but that photo made me laugh for 6 days in a row, so thank you, Mala. But didn't the ending get you emotional? I'm not going to talk about it, but weren't you crying? You must have cried. You had to have cried. During a certain scene? I don't know, man. Xeno... I wish I could honestly erase my memories of Xenoblade 3 so I can play Xenoblade 3 again. I still have my collector's edition, and honestly, the music freaking slaps. Right, I forgot. I can't go up this way. Forgot about that. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, anyone who says the Switch doesn't have good-looking games, they clearly don't. I think maybe they're... What if they're just, like, too spoiled from, like... Well, spoil may not be the best word. But... honestly, the Switch doesn't, and Nintendo, for a record, doesn't really do, like, good power when it comes to their technology. There are definitely more games than they are tech. And the Switch, let's be fair, it's not going to compete with a PS5 or Series X. And honestly, the Switch 2, when it happens, it's probably not going to, you know, match up. I cried, obviously, but you remember that it's just basically a fever dream, like it all... Well, I mean, you know, yeah, but that's one of those games where, honestly, I like the journey instead of the destination. It's all about that instead. I'm going the wrong way. I gotta get that meme on. The journey mattered more than the destination. Plus, you can't tell me that you didn't want to... What, did you desire something a bit meatier? I remember, like, when I was playing Xeno 3, I got so into it that I honestly started saying, spark it. Like, willingly. In my mind, I would go for, and this is maybe something I can honestly ask you guys in chat, whether you guys go for graphics over gameplay. I'm more of the gameplay aspect. As long as the game's fun, it could be 8-bit, it could look like this, it could look like crap. I mean, obviously, I would want it to run good, for sure. But if I had the choice, and like I had to, I would rather go on for gameplay. I want the full fact, just don't cut me off the ending if that makes sense. That's true. Like, it's... I mean, I'm definitely more drawn to story-driven games, so I do want the game to go on a good note. But as long as the most of it's fun, that's cool. Like, I can definitely resonate with that, Adi, because one of the games that comes to mind with that, and I've talked about this before, is a game called Mind Zero that I used to love. And I liked the game, except for how it ended. I think the story, how it ended, was stupid. I hated it with a passion. It made me so upset. I felt betrayed. Not to turn off people's idea of playing Mind Zero. Ugh, I hate looking down. I really don't like it when games are hyper-realistic, honestly. I mean, there's something nice about just having a fantasy of aspects. Like, let your imagination go. Where am I? I don't need to be here. I need to go over to here. I don't know. I'm in the band camp. I want a good-looking... I want a good playing game over good-looking. But, of course, I'd rather have both if I can. Lady Ishtar's rage will not be contained. Not when she still bears the grudge of being personally condemned from godhood by the Creator. Okay. So here's my attempt. Can I do this without shutting things off. The games aren't ugly. It's just that 60 FPS is a different, better experience. Oh, I hear you. I'm not saying it's not wrong to have 60 FPS. Like, we all want to play a game that's buttery smooth with great frame rate. Ideally, I can't think of many people that wouldn't, especially in this day and age. Like, we all want it now. Let me do you instead, because I'm gonna prepare for this fight. But I played many a game where it looked beautiful, but it was total trash. And honestly, they left me with worse experiences than playing a game that didn't look all that great or maybe ran slow, but were fantastic games. But at the same time, I play a lot of anime RPGs too, and most of those... No. I mean, recently it's changed, but back then, a lot of anime... Dude, I played Musashi on channel. That was my first time playing that game, and I freaking loved that Musashi game. Something fierce. That game is definitely not a pleasant-looking game at the most part, but I loved it. Actually, to be fair, I play a lot of PS2 games that definitely don't run all that well, but I still loved it because the games were fun. But then again, you get games like this where it both looks beautiful and runs beautifully. And I'm like, oh, yes, we're finally in that day and age. Honestly, we're at a day and age where we should have more of this. I want games to look and be as pretty and be as entertaining as like Stellar Blade or something. Why is this happening? I thought we won this battle already. Damn it, we'll push them back. Yeah, okay, if you think so. I don't know how to explain it. For me, I need to be distracted by fun for me to appreciate the game. As long as I'm enjoying the experience, I'm okay with it looking like PS1 era. I think I can agree with that mentality. I think it's because you are honestly having such a great time, you don't think of it too much. Or there may also be an aspect of, because you're having so much fun with the game, your imagination carries. Like, I'm trying to think of one on the top of my head. I can't think of it right now, but I'm certain there's been a bunch of games that I played that just looked like ugly as sin. But they were so fun that, in my mind, I thought that they were fantastic. Again, I just can't think of it right now, but I'm certain there was one. Wait, why am I doing this? Oh, weak to light, huh? Oh, I got something for you. Look at Breath of the Wild. It looks like a real world. I believe it's a lived-in world, just largely destroyed. I love that. I would rather something like that over something like GTA, where it leans into realism. I don't know, man. I've never really messed with GTA all that much. Well, I heard that that's the case. What is that the reason why GTA is... Like, there's the memes about things coming out before GTA 6. Is that why GTA is taking so long? Like, I have a friend that's like, dude, V, when we play GTA 6, you gotta play it on channel. I was like, hell I am. I don't think I'm gonna be playing any Grand Theft Auto game on my channel for a variety of reasons. I'm too scared. I don't want it again. I'm not at a level of content creator where I can safely play that. And plus, I don't know, I don't really care much for Grand Theft Auto. Like, it's just not my thing. Sure, GTA looks nice, but when something looks too real, it feels off. I don't know. I can't really think of any, like, realistic things. That's a different thing. Art style is one thing. Frame rate is another. So then allow me to ask this question then. When it comes to the graphics, should we combine both art style and frame rate together, or just separate them? What would be better in this aspect? If you ask me, I think we should have a category where it's art style, then frame rate, and then we go from there. Also, Twitch, now may be a good time before I probably get destroyed by this boss fight to refresh your browsers, because if the video feels a little delayed, it may be in your best interest to refresh it. Where are you? Oh. Xenoblade 2 crashed on me 12 times, but some of my favorites. I don't think I've had Xenoblade 2 crash on me. Actually, I'm trying to think of the last time I had a game crash on me. Like, not including my... There must have been something before Psychonauts, back when I streamed it. I still want to play that game. Hey, chat, you want to give me some money so I could buy Psychonauts? No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Don't do that. I think the last time a game crashed on me that I played off camera was... Oh, no. It was actually recent. I played Grand Blue Fantasy Relink off camera, because I wanted to play it, and I was in the ice area. I can't remember that area. I was fighting the ice boss, and I really liked the music. And I just paused it for a minute because I really wanted to listen to it. And then I was trying to dodge, and then for some reason I was just doing like I think the third dodge, because you only do 3 dodges in that game, and immediately out of nowhere, like my game crashed. I went to the PS5 home screen, and then it was like, an error has occurred. Would you like to send a notice to Sony support system or whatever? And I was just like, what? No. And what's worse was like I mean, thank God for autosave because it was right before the boss. But it still sucked because I really liked it. I really should go back to Grand Blue now that I think about it. I haven't played it in a long time. It crashed on you during stream? Oh, wait, you're streaming Grand Blue? Oh, that sucks.
Be careful.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna see if I can fight this boss fight without turning off the machines. Probably not, but we'll see what happens. I hope I get destroyed because she's hot.
Who stands before me this time? More of the jealous ones, crazed fanatics? I pity your blind acceptance. Do you not endeavor to see the truth for what it really is?
I might have to tune into one of your streams, Avi.
Fallen short of mercy. Pledge what faith you may.
Well, I did follow you, so I should get notifications. At least I think I get notifications. I should check afterwards.
The arrogance. I am but one among the multitudes he spurned. And so, in the name of those your tyrant god has scorned, I shall wipe you from existence!
Or we can, you know, just go out for a bite to eat and, you know, date each other. In this day and age, mostly action stuff, fighting games, shooters, and that kind of reaction-based stuff come around 60 base. It's a detriment when it doesn't. I believe. I definitely hear you on that one. I'm not sure I never liked Ishtar that much. Sorry, I guarantee you I can get you to like Ishtar, but I don't want to spoil a certain game. I can guarantee you I can get you to like a version of Ishtar for sure, but I don't want to spoil a certain game for you. And, well, other audience members too. But if you want a hint, let's just say Golden Playhouse. That's all you get from me. And I'm not going to go further on that one. If you want to know more, send me a direct message. I'll tell you. I currently possess the same powers I did 5,000 years ago, from when my prosperity was at its apex. My powers as the Queen of the Heavens shan't be overcome, even by a Nahobi... Oh, come on, man. It was worth it. You can't blame me. She's hot as hell, dude. That's like an ideal woman, man.
This'll do.
First off, we do not simp on this channel. We just appreciate. Anyway, bring it. This music's awesome. Yeah! Sorry. I had to do it. I freaking love this music. You're a tough son of a gun, huh? Why are you guys sipping me? I mean, give me the sippy emotes. The music's good, man. And Ishtar's hot as hell. Dude, I'm not even joking. If I saw Ishtar come to that theater, or come to my theater at 1:30 in the morning, I'd be so happy. I don't know, Anahita's my exact type. I'm just saying, I may not be able to get you to like anyone over Anahita, but I guarantee you I can get you to like a version of Ishtar. I guarantee you. Notice how I never use it when you're after the men. Maybe there's a reason for that. Yeah, you're biased. I get it. But one of these days, this is going to happen. Whoa, that's a lot of turns. Oh, well, that's 2 wasted. 3. 4. 5, 6. 7. One of these days, Bale, you're going to do the simp emote for a guy. I'm going to be like, got it. Yo, McCool is my husbando. Well, because he is McCool. And honestly, I did think about using Fion, but unfortunately, he is weak to electricity. Yeah. Luna? Hurricane!
Hurricane!
I'll carve you in bits. Probably get him as a guy, but Cleo and Adun exist. I agree. I'm also taking this way more seriously than I thought. I thought you'd have more damage. Then again, I could do this chance. You're gonna do Dreadful Gleam. Maybe I should get you to do it, just because I want to see what it's like. You know what? I want to see what Dreadful Gleam looks like. I'll give you a chance. Go ahead. Do it. Bring it. Oh, that's not Dreadful Gleam. It's not Dreadful Gleam either. Come on, girl. Ishtar. Ishtar. I wanted to see what whatever. All right, see ya. Defeated Ishtar without weakening her system of Magatsuhi at all. That's a trophy? That's awesome. I didn't know that was a trophy. Well, there you go. I didn't know that was an achievement. I just was doing it because I was like, I wonder if I'm strong enough that I can do this without it. The only guy I use for if they ever designed Beowulf because then I can make it about me. Oh, so then would that mean? Wait, would that mean you'd be doing it for yourself? Whatever. How? How would you beat me without even weakening me? Because I wanted a challenge.
Hear me.
Why do you oppose me? Exactly, you'd be simping over me. You know what? If I ever have a character named Beowulf, like an anime, like some hot anime guy, it better be one of those things where I don't know their name until after the fact. Because if they come out of nowhere, I'm gonna be like, sure. I'm gonna make sure I go out of my way to not appreciate that Beowulf just because of you. It's also a trophy and metaphor, just different form. Wink, wink. Don't tell me that. I still have to play metaphor. But I'm currently on this Legend of Heroes kick. How the frick did you actually do that? I mean, wow, way to go. Was my advice truly that helpful? I didn't even really use your advice. Honestly, now that I think about it, I probably didn't even need to spend the money on you. Well, yeah, now that I think about it, I destroyed you without even weakening it, so I wasted $40,000 for no reason.
Yeah.
Thanks for agreeing with me on that one. I don't know, I thought even though my level... Well, Bayo, to know your earlier thing, I know you said that was a higher level and all that jazz, but let's be fair. This is Shin Megami. That doesn't matter much at times. Whoa! Where the freak am I going? Where the hell am I? Oh, Hanuman?
Impossible.
Sup, guys? Can I get some items? Lame. And over there, lame. There's two demons I would like Atlas to design. One, of course, is Beowulf. The other is redacted because I named myself after them without realizing it, and I love it. And I gotta go out of my way to avoid damage scales on level. Yeah, but the reason I'm saying is because it's a Shin Megami game. BS can happen just as confidently as you breathe. Just as naturally, excuse me, as you breathe. You could be level 99 against like a 20-some demon, and then all of a sudden they do an almighty attack that could destroy you. You and I both know that's a thing. Excuse you. You're in the way.
Well, it seems your skirmish with that demon was a success.
Aroused yet? What?
Well done, boy.
Boy.
As the Archangel of Bethel, allow me to thank you for your assistance.
I'm a man.
All that remains is the
Vitaman.
castle, and the rightful execution of the fallen angel within. Oh, Lord on high, we vow to carry your order throughout this blighted,
looks
lightless
nice, yeah.
land of chaos.
Wouldn't that be me?
Hark! Forces of Bethel! Wipe the demons of chaos clean from this earth! Push them back into the darkest depths of the abyss!
But, wouldn't that be my order?
Our orders are to guard the castle entrance from demonic reinforcements. We humbly request your aid in the infiltration of the castle, sir.
Okay, I guess. Wait, what? Oh, you have a mission for me. Welcome, Lemon Lord, to the stream. Of course you have to come in. Why do you come into my episodes with that? I'm gonna have to ban that word. I would rather have the S word be plaguing my chat than see that word on my chat. I'd rather have the simp word. I hate saying that. I'd rather have that word over a Abaddon. Want me to fight Kamile? Is it worth it to fight?
Young? Ooh, boy.
What?
Who boy? Someone's
No!
feeling
Don't
kind.
do it to him!
Mixio just
No!
gave Lemonlord
Don't do it to that
331
person!
a sub. Mixio gifted a tier 1 sub to Lemonlord 331.
No! Not
They
that
have
person.
given 2 gift subs in the channel.
First off, thank you, Mixio, for the sub, but not that one. Definitely not Level Lord. No, not that one. He doesn't deserve it. He's only in it for Abaddon. With what if you're fighting Abaddon that we can't say Abaddon? No, you better say that entity, that creature. I don't care. But why? Why give it to that one? Don't give Lemon Lord more anything else but him. And I know everyone's gonna think like, V, that's messed up. Don't you need subs to help support the channel? I do need subs, and I do want you guys to be able to watch my content without worrying about commercials and being able to have me unfiltered and all that jazz. But God, not that one. Because you know what you just did? You basically gave them the golden hall pass of being able to get away with all the Abaddon nonsense, and I freaking hate Abaddon. I would rather go back to the theater and deal with those people like with their terrible mess. And I hate that. I would rather, and I like how Adi decided to just throw 3 different simp emotes at me. I don't think I'm completely ignoring that. I caught what you did, Adi. You're not funny. I got you on that one. But bottom line is, freak Abaddon, man.
No question.
You possess overwhelming power enough to thoroughly carry out God's will. I am your God. What'd you get? Force got 1, luck by 4.
No question.
I don't call me. My favorite Persona 4 protagonist or Persona 4 character? You don't need it. Who else wants to talk? Oh.
Young man.
Ishtar is a goddess once worshipped across the region of Mesopotamia. Yet upon her defeat by the god of law's hands, she was reduced to the whore of Babylon, riding a 7-headed beast. That seems a little familiar to someone I know. In truth, she does have a compassionate side. It was for her husband's sake that she ventured into the underworld. Something about that story feels oddly familiar. I can almost feel a power awakening within me. I just don't like Abaddon. All luck, please. Thank you. Wait, who else wants to talk? Oh, what's up? Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, severe. Nah, you don't need it. Orpheus, but gender bent. Oh, so female Orpheus. Also, it said that story was very familiar. Do I need to do this Kamile quest? As you can tell, I'm not doing a lot of these quests intentionally, just because I'm just trying to focus on repping through this. Where is it? I can't do this yet. 94. Jesus. All right, I'll come back for that later. Where's the Kamile one? You still have your wives in the party? Oh, of course I do. The wife went to the underworld in search of her husband. Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of a reverse version of Izanagi in Izanami's story, because in... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Because in the lore, Izanami was sent to Yomi... What was it? Yomi Hirasaka? No, I can't remember. I think it was just literally the underworld. And Izanagi went to go for her. And when he saw her, he was told not to look at her and something along those lines. And then Izanagi did, because, you know, we all go for our women. And Izanami was ugly as sin. And Izanagi ran out. And that was what led Izanami to curse, saying, "For what you've done, I will make sure 1,000 people die every day." And then Izanagi's like, "Oh, well then I'll just have to make it where 1,500 people are born every day." Which, just to nerd out, is very funny to me because, well, yeah, which is funny to me because and this is just how much of a nerd I am. Ooh, Light Suture? Yeah, I do have to do this. All right, I'll fight Kamile real quick. It's a nerd in me talks about this because in Persona 4 Arena, if you utilize Yu Narukami's special, his line that he does occasionally is, "1,000 die, but 1,000,000 are born." Even though theoretically it's supposed to be 1,500, but I guess saying 1,000,000 is better than 1,500. Feels kind of limiting for the Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel. But surely that isn't solving the problem because still 1,000 people die for no reason. I mean, yeah, well, yeah, well, it's okay because we have more people. We'll always have a benefit of 500 people, and that's what matters. Sort of. Not really. Maybe. Who cares? I want more Elizabeth lore. I mean, I don't really have more Elizabeth lore to give you right now, other than the fact of, I guess I can talk about it now, but Elizabeth is currently still searching for a way to... Well, actually, wait. Some of you guys may already know about the story of Persona 3, but we know that Lizzie's still trying to find a way to set a certain person free from the Great Seal. You hear more about that in Persona 4 Arena.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. And she believes that the answer to that may lie within the power of bonds. Because, just again to nerd out, in Persona 4 Arena, if you play as Elizabeth and do her story, there's a moment where Elizabeth fights you, and though you loses at first, eventually his friends come in, and half of the team is like, "No, Senpai, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, what happened?" And then the other half, like Kanji, for example, is like, "Did you do this? You're gonna go to hell for this." And then Teddy's like, "How could you do this?" What is Persona 4 Arena? I'm glad you asked. I forgot I had Onyakupan. Because in typical Atlas fashion, they have to, and I'm only going to say this lightly, milk Persona 4 games, or Persona games. Like how Persona 4 has Q, Arena, Dancing All Night. Persona 5 has Strikers, Royal, well, not really Royal, Dancing in Starlight, things like that. Persona 3 has also Q, Dancing in Moonlight, blah, blah, blah.
Your fate's already started.
Things like that, right? So the aspect is... Wait, is this all enemies? Oh, it's all enemies. Oh, hell yeah. I didn't think it was all enemies for some stupid reason. Alright, down to you. There you go. So let me give you a quick thing about Persona 4 Arena. Look, I'm no simp, but if Nama told me to give myself as a sacrifice, then I'm sorry. Then sorry, world. I hear you on that one. But yeah, okay, Mixio, let me tell you what Persona 4 Arena is. Fantastic fighting game, although I would rather you play Ultimax more than anything else, just to say it. Because Ultimax is way better. But back in the day, in like the mid-2010s or whatever, I don't actually remember the actual year. See ya, Kamile. They made a fighting game, and it actually had a connecting story, because it took place during Golden Week of Persona 4, where you got introduced to another robot character, because apparently all the Atlas protagonists have to have another waifu girl. Like P5, even though I'm not saying to romance her, we protect her. P5 has people like Sophie, and P3 has Aegis. So P4 was like, we need a robot girl for this. I'm making a joke here. But they introduced Labris, who I freaking love. I don't mind milking as long as they add actual canon lore. Well, what's good about Arena is that it actually provided something interesting to me. Especially Ultimax, because it added Sho Minazuki. And I actually do like Sho. But Arena is a spin-off. It was after P4, not during V, not during. But wasn't the... But when did Golden Week take place? Wasn't Golden Week after... Did I say during Golden Persona 4? I apologize. After P4, but before... Oh, I know why I'm confusing myself. It's after P4, but before the epilogue of Golden. Going by that, like, chronologically. Like, chronological order. Because you beat Persona 4's story first, and then technically... after a while is Golden Week in the spring, and that's when Persona 4 Arena happens, and then is the epilogue of Golden. That's what it is. My apologies. I apologize. But during Golden Week, various things happen where the Persona 4 team, the members of C's, which are no longer C's, but what are they called now? What is the Shadow Ops? I forgot their actual name. But Mitsuru, Aegis, Yukari, Junpei, the whole lot of them, they get, well, I'm technically going into Ultimax territory, but it's more or less the same, just with a little difference with another character. But Arena takes place involving Labris, who is a special robot. Basically, think of her as like the younger sister to Aegis, with a giant axe, which is funny because, I mean, the name. And what's really good about Persona 4 is everyone has a shadow that usually is problematic. And Labris' shadow was very powerful, absurdly powerful. And isn't it still C's? I think they went by a different name. I think they're called like the Shadow Ops or something, because they evolved from C's to something else. The Shadow Operatives or something? I can't remember what their name is. They might still be called C's, but I think they're called something else. I can't remember. Older sister Aegis Layswell. Oh, is Aegis? Oh, I'm getting her confused for Metis. Sorry. But Labris happens. And she has a shadow that's very powerful. And for a variety of reasons, the Persona 4 team gets involved by going back into the TV world, where they basically have to fight each other over and over. I can't remember all the details of the story right this minute, but end all be all is you eventually have to deal with Shadow Labris, who's absurdly powerful. Well, technically it's not even Shadow Labris, but you fight Shadow Teddy. And depending on who you choose, a different story happens. For example, if you choose Kanji, apparently it's like a dream sequence to him. But if you do, like, for example, for obvious reasons, you find out that for whatever reason, Shadow Teddy's going around and he's separated all your friends and he's causing some mischief. And you're like, what the frick is going on? Why is Shadow Teddy causing a problem? Or rather, he's called General Teddy. My apologies. And eventually you have to fight your friends, but I'm hoping I'm not getting Arena story confused with Ultimax. But I think in Arena, you end up fighting your friends and it gives off like persona fragments that kind of weakens your persona. And I think that's also one of the reasons why the P4 team... Man, I don't remember Arena's story all that well. I'm certain someone can confuse me. Or someone can refresh my memory. I might be confusing Arena with Ultimax. But in Arena, it's actually really smart about how they do... the de-evolution of your Karen's personas, because as you know, look at Persona 3 or Persona 4, Persona 5. Eventually, your character's Labris' persona is Asterius. Wait, is it that Shadow Labris? Yes, you are correct. Shadow Labris' persona is Asterius, but Labris technically has another persona in oh my god, what is her name? Ariadne, yes. I was thinking like, what the hell's her the Threads girl? Can't remember her name. But Asterius is the giant bull that I'm pretty sure Ariadnean lore restricts, right? Isn't that part of the lore? Man, I really need to pay more attention to my lore in these Persona games. And I'm apologize, I'm going back and forth for those listening to my whole thing on this. But again, I don't remember if I'm confused between the story. It's either A, your friends are, or you're fighting your, I think in Arena you fight your shadows. or at least they're shadow copies of you, but the whole point was to weaken your persona and get bits and bits out of it, so that way it makes Shadow Labyrinth stronger or something like that. The end-all be-all is the final fight is you have to fight, depending on who you choose, the overall final fight is Shabras.
Say.
Of course, though, we can go into Ultimax territory where you'll deal with Sho, who is a big deal, and honestly, why I like Sho is because he talks more about things like the Plume of Dusk, and a good rival to you, Narukami. Plus, he has 2 swords, so he's awesome. And his persona's freaking Sokiyomi. Like, the more vicious Sokiyomi, not Shimigami version Shokiyomi. Although, you can be done with his puns. What am I doing now here? What quest is over here? I'm just kind of going all over the place here. But Arena is a good game. I prefer Ultimax, though. Immeasurably. Like, characters are more fun. The story is a bit better. There are relationships that you didn't think would happen. Ariadne created the thread to allow Theseus to kill Asterius. Thank you. Yes. That's, I couldn't remember exactly. All I remember was Ariadne's threads did something to Asterius. All right, now I can do this. I can do this off camera and get jewels. And get out Daedalus's Labyrinth alive. Which is funny, because if you did Shadow Labyrinth's... I'm such a nerd. If you play Persona 4 Arena or Arena Ultimax, every character has like an insta-kill, an IK, which is like their ultimate move. You know how in fighting games, it's like their ultimate move? What I found was very freaking brilliant. Because again, John Atlas does their research when it comes to Shin Megami / Persona. But if you do Shadow Labyrinth's ultimate move, it has Asterius grab your character and it traps them in a labyrinth, which is based off of the lore of Asterius. Oh, I didn't need to do that right now. All right, well, whatever. I thought it was freaking fantastic. Actually, yeah, can I do this? I guess I could do this right now. I do need to get a lot of these incense. I don't know, I kind of do like Ariadne, but Asterius is legitimately cooler. I mean, I just like Labyrinths in general. And I really hope that in Persona 6, we can finally get some more reference of them. Like, I don't know. I mean, what they did is nice. They're not ending in a bad way, but they kind of left it open-ended, where you don't know about, like, these spin-off characters. Like, you don't know about... Well, 100%. You don't know about what happens to Sho. You don't know what happens to Labyrinths to a degree. Was it called Tartarus or Labyrinth? I don't know the lore of them now. I actually don't remember right at this moment either. I don't think it's Tartarus. Is it Tartarus? I don't remember, actually. Look at me. Go away. I don't actually remember to save my life right now, Adi. I can't think of it right now. Oh, might as well get rid of this real quick. Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. Wait, what? Wait, what? I thought I fought the app. I thought I was attacking the abscess. But, you know, flip me, right? Is it Tartarus? Yeah, I can't remember to save my life. But you know what I do remember? How hot this move is.
Indescribable pleasure. It's all yours.
Get yourself a girl that will do that to you. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I'm making a joke here. Oh, why do I have you? Oh, right, I need to pay attention, switch my team out. Let's do leave it cool. then this should hurt, right? Because two of you have ailments.
Oh Lord in heaven, hear my prayers.
Smite thee! That was not nearly as much damage as I was hoping it would be. Lame. Lame. You know, I was kind of hoping you guys would do something a bit more. But whatever. Emboldened. I think I have these miracles, but I can't remember. Wait, what the hell's big over there? Wait, what? Oh, the Horus one. Right. Gotta do that later. Alright, ready for another fiend fight, folks? I'll say that 3 times fast. Also, Twitch, now may be a good time to remind, if the video feels a little delayed, it may be in your best interest to refresh your browsers. You know, before I get into this fight. Who is this one? See, trying to remember, Roar, I don't know if I still have you in the chat, but I think it was you that was talking about how you recently were fighting the Riders, right? I'm strong enough now that this won't be a problem, but of all the Rider fights, I hate this one the most. Because when you first fight Black Rider, it sucks. It sucks so much. Let's do Lilith. I haven't used Lilith in a minute. Freaking Black Rider.
I am a protector of the menorah. One of the 4 horsemen, Black Rider.
Yeah. At least not a bad.
No.
Odette? I'll full name you. Odette Sweat. I usually go by nicknames here, but if I have to full name you, you know you done goofed up. Don't you do that. You know better. He who shall not be named. You know what? We just gotta come up with a better word than saying that name. Like, there's clearly, we could get, there has to be like a code word whenever someone wants to talk about that thing.
Fiend, Black Rider, and what will...
That disease on my life, that plague that makes me just not want to live happily my life. Mouth? Fine. From here on out, we'll call it mouth. Done. Wait, can I jump out that high? Wow, I can jump out that high. Damn, I jump good. Where's this Mimon I'm sensing? Oh. Alright, what's left to do here? Because I think I'm just going to finish it by going to go through the castle. Is there any other fiend fight? There should be one more fiend fight, right? Yeah, there is. Okay, so let's do the last fiend fight, and then we'll rip through the Demon King's castle. I don't like the Demon King's castle. I just need to ask. I need to know right now. Please, Lemon, you and me. No, we gotta. I'm lowering everything. You only hear my audio right now. Lemon Lord 331 right now. You and me. Nobody else in the world. Just you and me right now. I need to ask you a question. Do you truly, and I actually ask this with every fiber of my being, I really want to know. Do you truly like Abaddon? Do you honestly, truly like Abaddon? I need to know. And for any other person that likes Abaddon, please, I had to say that name twice, and that already made my body feel like I was about to shake down. I need to know why. Why? As the CEO of the Connoisseurs of the Culture, it is not in me to deny someone's love. If you like something and enjoy something, it makes you happy. That makes me happy. And I stand by that. And if you like mouth, then as hard as it is to accept it, I will accept it. But only if you guys genuinely like Abaddon. If you're doing it for the sake of getting a rise out of me, 1, it's clearly working. 2, why? Just why? Oh, and Adi, to your earlier thing, I do have a Discord. You can find the link on either my Twitch or my YouTube about page. There should be a link to the Discord there. You can join up. And speaking of those listeners who've managed to suffer through my long story-driven episode, if you like to chat amongst other connoisseurs of the culture, or maybe you like to send a message to me and I will damn sure try to get back to you, even though it may take me 50 million years, you may reach me at the waiting room. Why'd I say at like that? You can reach me at the waiting room, where you can join our slowly growing community of connoisseurs of the culture, and I don't know, maybe find some other things you might like. Or you can send a message to me personally with my business email. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. I did it so that way we can, you know, hopefully build a communication thing. Oh, and I need to add some more, weight to this. If you guys are interested in any of the art aspect or want to showcase some cool fan art or funny memes or stuff, on my Discord, I have the artist block. If you guys want to see cool art from people like, say, Mimomiki or Star. Yeah, your voice is deep.
But is it this deep?
Alright, get your free turns in, whatever. Let's get this over with. Still gotta beat this castle and then call it episode, because I'm starving. Ow! Nice crit. We're just gonna go ham. Screw you. We're gonna make mincemeat of you. By the time I'm done, there'll be nothing left. I'm glad they're weak to force. Get skewered. Yeah, okay. Heavenly Father. Ew, that is not a voice from Mastema. Just go away already. God, just go away already. There we go. Done. That's alright. All the fiends are toast. Don't have to deal with that for another area. Fiend, Pale Rider.
Status eliminated. Finally, the fourth horseman falls. But was it because of our strength that we emerged victorious, or were we simply lucky? What do you think?
I think it's because we both have very amazing voices. Everyone knows that people with nice voices are far luckier than normal people.
If I may, I'd say it was a combination of the two. You undoubtedly possess the strength to have won the battles we fought.
Ansu Ra is underrated?
And
What? You don't... You think Kermit is underrated? What are you talking about?
I meant...
Kermit Ra is amazing. I can't take credit for that bit. But now I can't stop thinking about Khonsu. Specifically Khonsu, not Khonsu Ra, but Khonsu. And thinking of him as Kermit. And then Khonsu Ra is just basically Red Kermit. Alright, let's rip through this castle.
So, this is the Demon King's castle.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Young man, the Archangel has already sent a team of troops ahead.
He gets a severe pierce attack with damage debuff. Why does no one talk about him? I've talked about him!
We should take care.
Dude, that was one of the first things. So, I ranted on a whole thing. That's why Khonsu Ra is still here. He's my fire demon. Because back in OG5, which I don't know how many people may remember that. Bayo, you may be one of the people that remembers this. But originally, my best fire demon was Amon, because of Megado Flame and because how sturdy he was. But Khonsu Ra, like, this is amazing. It pierces, does fire, and lowers attack. It's delicious. The only thing I hate about my Khonsu Ra is I still have Endurance of Enduring Soul. I need to really fix that. Oh god, I gotta go through this. Ugh, freaking hate the castle. I forgot about the castle. Ooh, but a new demon haunt. Ew. I'm sure this is just ketchup and jelly Though this is really cool. Actually, low-key, I would totally rock a demon haunt like this.
Hey!
I don't think I'm gonna score any dates in a place like this. In fact, I don't know. Serious question, what would it take to get a mouth emote? Why? Why do I have to have that in my channel? There are way better streamers and content creators that would be more... Everyone knows I'm a terrible content creator. I don't cater to everyone. All right, fine. What would it take to get a bad emote? First off, I don't know why you would want a mad emote. Secondly, I know a lot of people probably wouldn't want an abandon emote. Like, I think, how many people honestly would want me to make an abandoned Vitamote? Like, I can't think of many. I really can't think of many. Except for, honestly, you. And I do want to make everyone as equally happy as possible. But I don't know. I think I need to get a lot of people. If enough people speak up and say they want a Vitamote of mouth, I was about to say it, then I would consider doing it. You know what? Even better is if I miraculously just got like somebody that came out of nowhere was like, excuse me, Vitamin DGR? It's like, yes. I will give you $1 million if you have a bad. You know what? Yeah, give me $1 million and I'll do a mouth Vitamote. Obviously, this is a bit. I don't know. If enough people want it, I could consider. But I honestly don't think a lot of people want a mouth Vitamote. You know what I mean? Then again, to be fair, I didn't think doing the freaking simp emote was going to be as well received as it happened. But I really... Well, it happened. So I don't know. Maybe if I do make one of those Vitamotes, then maybe it might happen. But I have no earthly desire to make a Vitamote of that guy. I would rather make Vitamotes of, you know, something that people want to see more, like of Cleo doing a dance, or Nama. I want to have a Vitamote of Nama. Why can't you guys be more on my Bandcamp of having Vitamotes of some really hot anime girl? Because I know you guys would love it, because I cringe whenever I have the simp emote pop up. That you guys will probably want me to have these Vitamotes going on. Don't you? No, I was so close. I tried to beat it. Alright, yeah, I gotta go with this nonsense again. Blah, 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 Gus a win. Yeah. So, I hate that they kept this back. Oh, actually, wait. Now that I think about that, I think I know a demon conversation. I think this will work. Yeah, I remembered.
Nay.
You. What about me?
You couldn't possibly be one of those pesky monkeys I've slayed so long ago, could you?
Well, I do have a monkey face, but I don't know what you're talking about. You got the wrong monkey, bro.
So you would tend to feign ignorance. I suppose it was easy enough for you to deceive the gods of the village of Totomi.
Totomi? Is that like your ex-girlfriend or something? I don't know what a Totomi. Seriously, I'm innocent here.
Nay. I know not how you survived, but now that you've dared to show yourself to me, you won't escape.
Hey, bro, listen, it wasn't me.
You won't escape. Prepare yourself, filth.
No! Just let me go and I'll give you this. Ooh, sweet, thanks. Cleo versus Nama. Nama over Cleo. Ooh, should we have like a poll? I wonder if I have enough people. Do I have enough people to do a poll? I want to get to a content creator level where I can have polls like that. I would love to see between Cleo or Nama what the people would choose. And I'm glad that no one's asked me, because I don't really have an answer. Can I just say both? Can I do the El Dorado meme where it's like, both? Both is good. Honestly, if I had my way, and yes, I am going to say this, and I don't give a crap if you guys give me the damn emote for it. I'm probably going to say it. If you gave me just one night where I could be with, where I could go take on a nice romantic dinner with both Cleo and Nama, and they were actually into me for some magical reason, I think I could honestly retire happy. And then, of course, if I can be, quote-unquote, a little bit vulgar, if I can have, you know, a nice moment with the two of them. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Although, or am I? I don't know. I think many guys would agree with me on that. Of course, though, Adi, you'd rather have your moment with Fionn. Only Fionn, not like Aogami, not like Tsukiyomi. It has to be another guy that you go for. Or are you dedicated to your one true love? Me? I'm totally not. Not, well, I realize that can be taken really badly out of context. I am, but I don't have a one true love yet. Maybe Tsukiyomi na Hobino, but only in that. Dude, I agree with you. Tsukiyomi na Hobino is so damn cool. I don't know. I guess we could ask, like, what's considered attractive, and for me, it's just how cool. I'm attracted to both power and coolness. On record it said that, actually, now that I think about it. Ugh. You know what? Screw me. Wow, that one just ran past me. Bye-bye. Nope, no! Ah, damn it, I didn't mean to... Damn, I went the wrong way. I forgot how much I hate the castle. Boo! I'm trying to rush through this as quickly as I can, but I'm making bad decisions. I'll take these orbs, though. Funny enough that none of them were Magatsuhi orbs. Like, there wouldn't be... So would you have, like... Cleo would be number one if Anahita wasn't. Right, you are dedicated to your Anahita. Well, I'm gonna call someone out. Adi, you legit would just stick with one? Like, you wouldn't ask for a second person? If you could. And the reason I bring it up is just because I saw at the corner of my eye you guys talking about Cleo over Nama and Nama over Cleo. And I'm just like, just choose both. I'm a loyalist? Good on you. Very respectful. Me, I'm weak-willed. If even one pretty girl comes out of nowhere, I'm like, what? Me? You shouldn't have. Nah, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I like to think I'm a dedicated sort. I have yet to have anyone that I could be dedicated to, but maybe one of these days I will. Loyalist is the way. That's true. Which is why you will not see me doing that for my playthroughs of Persona. For entertainment purposes. God, I forgot how much I hate this place. Wait. I was about to run for it, too. Okay, I have a brief window where I can run past. Go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Go. God, I got to do this so many times off camera, man. Oh, boy. Adi, damn you. Why did you tell me about the super boss thing? Doing everyone and every single person. Excuse me. I'm dating everyone. Oh, God, I don't care. Shut up, angels. I'm dating everyone in every single Persona game just because I'm curious, but every single time I regret it, especially with Chie. Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk more about that in the future. Can't wait to talk. Dude, I just realized I'm at the very end of my Persona 3 main campaign playthrough. I don't know why I committed to just doing that. That was stupid of me. Which means we're going to start episode Igus soon. And then we'll finally get to my favorite game. And honestly, I think I might get emotional. I legit think I'm going to cry when I play Persona 4, like on stream. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I legit think I will. Wait, which way am I going? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I am being a goober. Damn it! Why'd I run straight into them? I wasn't thinking. Just get out of my way. And you know what? That's okay. I'm prepared to cry on stream. I've done it before, actually. But Persona 4 is so near and dear to my heart. Wait, is this the way to go? Yeah, this is the way to go. It is honestly my favorite game. Which means I'm definitely going to be seen as a scumbag when I do certain choices. But again, it's only for entertainment purposes. But just like with Persona 3, when I eventually beat Persona 4 or 5 or whatever, I will reveal my ideal choices. Like, I'm at the point in Persona 3 where literally by this next upcoming episode, I again talk about who my ideal girl is. And actually, fun fact, even though I know I'm talking about this in a Shin Megami stream, viewers, I gotta tell you, I got a lot of people who are like coming up to me and be like, V, who's your choice? Come on, tell us, who's your choice? And I was surprised because, like, I didn't think it was such a big deal. Like, I didn't think people cared that much about my choice. But I guess a lot of people were really curious about who my ideal choice is for Persona 3. Because, and YouTube, if you're wondering for context, by the time this video is being done, I'm pretty much at the end of Persona 3's main campaign. Ooh. That's just a bunch of strawberry jelly. That's probably fine.
I sense a demon.
It's probably fine, don't worry. Actually, one person I never dated in Persona was Ken Amada. I mean, I had to for curiosity's sake, but just because I wanted to see.
You all must have been quite skilled to make it this far.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. I just got an alert from Automod. Okay, cool. It's just a bunch of strawberry jelly. Also, were you a big deal? I can't remember. Are you painful? Nah, you're nothing. Except I don't have light, though, but whatever. Not that strong. Wait, he is that mushroom demon? Yeah. Chernobog. Ooh. Eh, well, it's whatever. Not really a big deal. Ow. Big whoop. Ow. Wow, I dodged one. About damn time. And of course, the one that... Funny, I dodged that one. The one that makes me unlikely to dodge. He'll be SMT4. Nah, man. We all remember the real traumatizing thing in SMT4. Freaking Matador. I mean, not Matador. Minotaur. Low-key, I kind of want to play Shin Megami 4 again. B, do you play Raido Kuzunoha? I not have... Oh, English. I'm trying to know which one's the right one. I believe the one I played but never beat was Soulless Army. Like, I played one of them. I can't remember which one I did. I still have to play the other one. You know, honestly, it might be better just to say... Because I know one of my friends had a Raido game. I don't remember which one it was. But I would love to get my hands on a copy of Raido and play it on stream. That's one of the games I did say... I think now I'm remembering it. I think that's one of the games I did say I want to play. Because there's a number of John Atlas games I would love to get my hands on and play. That and Digital Devil Saga. Did you perhaps play the one that randomly spawns Rider? Not to my knowledge. I don't remember. I don't remember which one I did. I don't honestly remember. It's been so long. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry. I didn't get, like, significantly far into Raido. I think it was just, like, a brief moment, and a friend of mine was, like, playing it and then moved. I play that one, and it spawns when I'm extremely weak. Well, if it's difficult and challenging and stressful, I would love to play it. I mean, if it's an Atlas game, I gotta want to play it. But that, I want to play... I still need to play Digital Devil Saga. So many John Atlas games I have to play, too. There we go. Because what are the Johnny Atlas games that did? Oh, we have to go this way. I think it's, so what is it with Raito? It's that one and then the King. Oh, I just remembered. Because it's Soulless Army and it's King Mouth, isn't it? Those are the games with Raito. I think those are the games with Raito, right? I can't remember exactly. There might even be a third game. I don't remember. Which way do I go from here? This way. God, I hate the Demon King's Castle. I don't miss this. I'm definitely not going to miss it playing it several damn times after this. Which way do I go from here? Here. Just so... Ah! I didn't look where I was going. I hate the Demon King's Castle! Wait, where am I? Wait, is there a way to even get back to there I was? You know what? Flip this. Leave me alone! A barrier, you can't touch me. A barrier, you can't touch me. Leave me alone. Man, this barrier thing sucks. I also have to go around, don't I? Oh, I hate this castle so much. This dungeon's trash. The one thing I hate about this game. There's no Anahita or Cleo in these games? Well, yeah, that's back in the past. Most demons don't exist during that point. Or if they did, they have very old designs. Like how Persona 3 had that version of Take Mikazuchi. Even though I'm spoiled by how Take Mikazuchi looks now in Persona 4. This game is brilliant, and there's Demon King's Castle. Seriously, I freaking hate this dungeon. I hate it so much. I just don't like this dungeon. It's such a waste of time. Oh, it sucks that I have to play this off camera so many times, too. Why? Because... I don't know. Oh, right. That bird's with Makatsuhi gauge. I forgot about that. Anything good? Give me some money. Nope. Useless. Okay, which way do I go from here? Over there. Right, launch me. It's just a waste of time. Here, please. Thank you. Okay, now where? Here. But yeah, I'm not ending this episode until I beat my favorite chunky demon. I realize just saying that everyone's just gonna take my words out of context. They're gonna be like, "What? What did you say, V? Your favorite chunky demon?" It's like, yes. It's got chunk for days. I believe I also like it when it's chunky. Oh my god, Dude, if I could get any amount of money to pay Aogami's voice actor to say, "I believe I like it when it's chunky," I would cry. No, not mouth. There's a different chunky... Well, I mean, I guess technically it's got a mouth too, but I prefer that mouth over the other mouth. Whatever. Chernobog, a most unsettling demon. His name means Black God in an ancient Slavic language. I was never afraid of the concept of death. Not my own, nor anyone else's. But after Namu nearly slew us, I've grown to fear the prospect of your death, more so than my own.
I shall continue to provide support.
I must never let that happen again. To that end, I will continue to fight and resist death's clutches. I had to do this 4 times to get all endings, and I hate it every time. I know. I had to do it before when I played SMT 4. Oh, sorry, SMT 5 for Switch, and now I gotta do it again for this. Because I am the Vitabino, and it comes with the territory of being the Vitabino. Oh, Kinky. Hey, you're not Scorpion. Shut up. Did V just even... No, there's a different mouth I like. No, Lemon Lord, nice try. I knew what to say and what not to say. There's a certain mouth I actually do like, and it's not the mouth that you're thinking. So, excuse me. And that's gonna be what I'm gonna do for the end of the episode once I get past this nonsense of the castle. God, I hate this place. Where'd I go from here? That way. Wait, no, not this way. Excuse me. Ah! Jesus! Oh. Scared the crap out of me.
Someone pour a glass for Hammy watches. This will help you take your vitamins.
Someone pour that person a drink. Welcome to the connoisseurs of the culture. Today's drink of choice we have... Actually, all I have on me is water. I'm sorry I don't have a nice flavor to drink for you, but please enjoy the drink and please enjoy us here with the connoisseurs of the culture. And everyone, please salute that person and welcome them with good kindness and grace. Please and thank you. Please. Baby, please. I suffer through this place. Honestly, thank you, all jokes aside. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, honestly, to the connoisseurs of the culture. I hope you enjoy your stay with us, whether you stick with us for the long haul or just briefly come on. Why, Lemon Lord, must you? Oh, that's so disgusting. Ew! Actually, if I think about that, that feels like that would be the equivalent of Niagara Falls. Oh, God, that's so gross. Is it... Can we impeach a demon? Can we, like, just... Can we get together and sign a petition to, like, ban that thing from ever being in any other John Atlas game? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a job with John Atlas, and I'm going to be like, all right, here we have Vitamin DGR, chief producer of Shin Megami 6 or Persona 6. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do everything in all my power to make sure that damn creature does not exist in the next game. I will abuse my power for that very reason. I could not care less what you guys say. I will do it. OV, that is my name. Have you heard about the leak? No. What leak am I to hear? The leak of my joy because I'm playing the Demon King's castle. I hate this castle. Right, I forgot about this. It would be, I think, not that. You got me curious, though, on what leak you're talking about, Adi. Apparently the singer is singing for... Wait, what? Wait, are you serious? Wait, please tell me you're not joking. Please tell me you're not joking. I'm gonna get Persona 4 Rewind. I'll look for the news later. Please do. Please do. That might make my day so much brighter. You know what? That'll make me feel a lot better than going through this freaking dungeon, man. I saw it yesterday. I've not heard about that. Dude, I hope it's real, man. Yo, I will cry. I was the crazy guy. Everyone made fun of me because they thought that they would get a different game or Persona 6 over Persona 4 Remake. And I was the one. I was one of the few that was like, we'll get Persona 4 Rewind happening. You guys will see. And if it's real, man, I'm gonna cry, man. I didn't think I was gonna cry, but that was the best thing I've heard all day. Gotta go. See ya. All right. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Hopefully I'll catch you on my next episode. Later days, Saria. Wait, which way do I go from here? Wait, do I go there? Wait, where did I come from? Oh, this way. I'll look for the news. It should still be in my browse history. Please do. This deserves to be studied. I do Persona 4 Rewind. Right? Persona 4 Rewind is going to be so good, dude. And they wouldn't even have to do much. That's the best thing. Because, honestly, Persona 4 Golden still slaps so hard. Although, it'll be funny if they do announce Persona 4 Golden, because I know Bayo's going to, like, tease me. I can't remember what it is, but Bayo is coming to last year. Not to single anyone out, but Beowulf, you in particular. You came to the belief that every time I talk about a game or tease something, they would announce something. I don't remember what it is. I'll have to ask you about that next time I get. But I remember thinking about that. I was like, there's no way. But it'd be very fun if it were true. That works. Be out of here. Hate this dungeon. One more run. Wait. And the other reason why this episode's longer than it is, YouTube and Twitch, is because after this episode, I don't think there's anything more to showcase, right? Because I was told from various people that the fourth area doesn't really have anything too different. So my plan is, if I showcase the rest of Ginza this episode, aka fight Arioch this episode, then I can fully focus on just going through all the endings like I plan to do. I mean, the only other thing I think I'd have to showcase is presumably when I get this Lord Sword thing, so I can do the Masakato fight, but that'll be well in. Honestly, meaning I could go through the fourth area and just fully focus on level farming and stuff. At least that's to my assumption of the matter. Also, I don't need to care about you guys, so screw the flip you.
Fear not. I shall escort him to the gate.
I don't care. This can of creation, Dazai. I don't care about him.
You go on ahead, Nahobino. Muster your forbidden power to its full extent and vanquish our sworn enemy.
Although I wouldn't mind, never mind, I'm not going to say that because I know my chat. They will not let me live it down if I say what I want to say. And I know some of you guys in chat will be like, what are you going to say, V? No. You're not going to get me that easily. I do have a degree of pride. It's not much, but I do have pride. Well, I didn't want to drop down there, but I guess I am now. Lame. Dude, I hate the item level limit on this. They should give me more. DLC doesn't matter until the end. Yeah, but I really like Canon of Vengeance. I mean, I really love what Canon of Vengeance has done for these characters. They made me care about Yuzuru, and I remember not giving a crap about Yuzuru. They made me care about Miyazu, who honestly does not matter for anything except for one side quest that, to be fair, is very missable, but good if you want to get the Demon Compendium. Vengeance made me really love a lot of characters. Obviously, Yoko still takes the top spot. I still have to beat Vengeance, though, to really understand Yoko's thing, though. Yuko was not an insane person. I was about to say, are you talking about Yuko from Nocturne or Yoko? Wait, why did I go this way? Damn it, V! Knew better. If I had a nickel for every 4-letter character that made a big deal to the story of an Atlas game, I'd have a lot of nickels. Can't think of how many, but I have a lot. 4 letter, not 5, not 3, not more. 4. And legitimately, the only 2 people that come up to my mind is both Yuko and Yoko. I'm certain there are others, though. I just can't think of it right now. Unless you name your protagonist something. Like John Protagonist or something. Alright, here's a non sequitur. Here's something that buys your time while I'm suffering through this. Question time, chat. Question time, YouTube. Most games, like games similar to this, right? They give you the ability to name your protagonist, right? And as most of you guys know, usually I name my protagonist something and then my name, V, in some way, shape, or form. Like when I play Persona 4, I'm going to name myself V Narukami. Or like how I'm currently Vitamin Arisato in Persona 3. So my question for you is, how many of you guys go by, and obviously, ooh, hell yeah. And obviously, that's for the sake of the stream, but if I were playing a game off camera or something, we would try to go for a canon name or whatever. So I want to ask you guys this. Do you go for whatever name you want, or do you guys go for like a canon name? Where do I go from here? I went from there already, right? Yeah. To be honest, when I played, I felt like Yoko made the most convincing argument. Oh, yeah. Plus, Yoko's like crazy hot. I'm kidding. No, I really need to play Vengeance again. If I could really get the full side of both story, which is probably a good reason why I technically did Tao's by accident. I didn't honestly intend to do Tao. I didn't even know what I was going to get, but I'll take it. You do your name, Lemon? All right. I wonder how many people like to use their name, or like versus a goofy name, or versus like, you know, a canon name. Like whenever I play Persona, when I played Persona 4 for the first time, I want to know what his canon name was. And even now to this day, if a character has a canon name, if it gives me the ability to do a whatever name, I would ideally like to go for the canon name. I know it may seem like boring, but I like it. And then if I stream or do something wacky, or I'm just like, whatever, then of course I'll do, you know, my actual name, or mix it up with something. Like, I'll put my name V with anything else. I named my Nahobino Yoko's fanboy. My name is Yoko's. My name is Yoko's property. I can't match that at all. But I do know one time. Gosh, what game was it? A friend of mine. It's not simping. It's just appreciating. There's a difference. There is a difference. God, what game was it that he was playing? Sorry, it was she. It was, my friend loves automate games. Or excuse me, otome games. You know, the games where you're playing as some cute anime girl and you have like a bunch of crazy ass attractive hot anime boys. And I think it was Hakuoki. I think that's the name of the game she was playing. I don't exactly remember, but it was one of those ultimate games. And it was one where you can like name your character. And I don't remember one of the characters she really liked in that game. I don't even honestly remember if it was called Hakuoki. I just know it was one of those otome games. And she named herself Submit. And I was like, what? Why did you name yourself that? And she's like, V, do you really have to ask? And she went on a massive tirade about how there are too many pretty anime boys to simply not. And I was just like, I mean, I guess, yeah, go ahead. No, I'm not the simp, LOL. I made the Nahobino the simp. I'm kind of scared of Yoko personality-wise. But the power. Does power not intrigue you? Oh. I'm safe here, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Wait for it. I know you hate this dungeon, V, but don't be overzealous, otherwise this episode's gonna be way longer than it needs to be. Go. Oh, phew, thank goodness. I named mine Nahobino Veritas, Alpha, and Omega on different runs. But Omega? That's actually really cool. Fair enough, I guess I got to simp alone. You don't simp! We do not simp on this channel. Why did I go that way? Right, I gotta time this. God, I hate this dungeon so flippin' much. Now. I didn't want to... Did I want to do that? I think I want to do that. I need to get that one to that one. No, not to that one. Damn it, I was overzealous. Oh god, I forgot how much I hate this dungeon. Don't complain about it. It's not gonna get anything done, V. You know better. Okay, there we go. Okay, this needs to shoot, and I need to go to that one, I think. There we go. And get the item. Excuse me. Thanks. Just want the item. Relax. Oh, lame. That was money. Excuse me. That was a waste of time. I thought it was money. That was the only reason why I tried to time that. Okay, this goes... No! Ooh, I was about to mess up. Now. Okay, so then... Which one will shoot me over there? Is it up right? No, that would launch me over there. That doesn't help. Is it not this to this? Yeah. Then jump over here. Such riveting gameplay, right? With the absolute worst dungeon in the game. But then again, we have a game as it has so many good, fantastic areas. They're due to have one kind of meh area, I guess. Which way do I go from here? Not this way. Yeah, here we go. Get us the hell out of here so we can fight Arioch and I can get some food. I'm starving. There we go. I did it! Just a little bit more, guys. Let me just see if there are any good items around here to get. You know what? I did talk about it already way early in the video, but since I'm about to fight mouth number 2, that I actually like, not mouth number 1, sorry, Lemon Lord, and it's sorry, not sorry. I did talk about, I know I've told this story before, so I apologize as a broken record, but for anybody new here, allow me to share with you one last theater tale for the episode. So early, ooh, both, huh? So earlier this episode, I briefly glossed over that when I used to work in a movie theater, our theater had like a specific section for kids where kids could play in the playground, like the jungle gym, the ball pit, and blah, blah, blah. They had an intermission where parents could get snacks and stuff like that. I remember talking about that. And I briefly went over an aspect where I got stuck. So here was the rub. And I will be talking about this as I fight mouth number 2. Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, well, actually, what is Arioch? I should study ahead of time. What is Arioch V2? Anyway, I'm going to tell this detail for you guys. Ugh. Electricity, huh? Alright, so I need electric demons. Sorry, Fionn. I don't need you right now. I'm going to do... Aho Biho. Let's do... Who else has electricity? Don't you have electricity? You have electricity. Also electricity. Oh, duh. Done. I'm gonna make mincemeat of you. But yeah, so there was a time where, long story what? Oh, that looked weird from a different angle. I forgot about the old angels.
Now, what do we have?
Yeah, whatever.
You are quiet for this.
Don't care. Mouth number 2. But this one I like. Come on, tell me that tongue doesn't do things for you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but there was a time where this little girl, there were a bunch of kids like playing. We had a very big like jungle gym area. Don't think of like Chuck E. Cheese, like the or not Chuck E. Cheese, like McDonald's, like the playhouse area things. But it was like within like the side of the theater, right? And there was a moment where a bunch of kids were just like playing. Why did I not? Okay, I should have started with a boost, but whatever. There was a moment where a bunch of kids were playing, and I don't exactly remember. I think it was during intermission. I think it was actually afterwards, maybe. But there was a moment where this little girl got stuck and was asking for help, and they needed help. And I get the only other person at the time, because it was a little girl and her mom. Like there wasn't anyone around, and the mom couldn't get in there. I don't know if I shared the detail that the mom was kind of, well, not kind of, she was definitely pregnant. But she asked for help, for someone to help get her little girl. And at the time, it was me and I think there were 2 others. I actually don't remember how many people were with us, but I think I'm remembering there were at least 2 of us, or 2 others except for in addition to myself, that were watching into the theater because we were the cleanup crew and all that jazz. And they asked for help. And one of my other co-workers definitely couldn't fit in some of the aspects of the jungle gym. And despite my tallness, or despite my length, I'm skinny. I mean, I really am. So it's easy for me to squeeze through things, apparently. And I don't remember the other person's reason, but bottom line is it kind of fell to me. So I went in to try and start going through this and trying to get this little girl out. And while I was able to do it, I think the thing that made everyone love and just absolutely adore it and find themselves like just completely entertained was, even though I'm thin, I'm tall, and I still can squeeze through. Like there's some areas I can still squeeze through, but I got stuck. I'm just gonna say I got stuck in a couple of places, and it was rough. I couldn't. It was just rough. I don't know what else you want from me. Gotta run. Gonna love you and leave you with. Ugh, of course you did. Thanks for tuning in, Llama Lord. Thanks for also leaving that dreaded word in my chat for... Thanks. Thanks for that now. Oh, you found it? Oh, you got to tell me. It's good, too, because I just finished the boss. Which means we're about to call it episode now, so you might as well tell me. Oh, well, actually, at 3 on the dot, huh? Not bad. But yeah, bottom line is I got stuck, and it was embarrassing, but everyone was just laughing it up, and I was like, all right, whatever, haha.
Not by the Archangel's sword, but the hands of a lowly servant. But you are a Nahobino. So, you've seen firsthand why God forbade such power. Hear me, Nahobino.
No. Still love you though, Arioch. Later.
And so the Demon King has fallen. Let us report to Bethel at the castle's entrance.
I plan to. After I deal with one last cutscene with a certain samurai guy. Well, he's not really samurai, but soldier.
Good of you to wipe out Arioch for me. One less ugly sore to deal with. With the Demon King out of the way, humanity's future just got a little bit brighter. Soon enough, we'll be on even footing with the demons.
You think you're so cool because you have a cool deep voice, but I also have one as well. What are you going to do about that, Basically give you a TLDR, it's all still in speculations, okay, but the iconic singer for P4 is recording a new game. Oh, well, you know what? I'm glad. What is her name? Shiroko Hirata? What is... Oh god, I can't remember her name. What is the name of the song of the songstress? I know it's like... I know it's Chiroko. I know she's in it. Oh god, I don't remember her name. I hate myself right now for not knowing her name. It's gonna bother me because I know it on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. But still, you know what? Adi, thank you, because that's still something good, and that gives me hope. Chihoko Hirata, thank you. God, I knew it was she something. I was going on my head, I was like, there was someone else I liked, and it wasn't Lynn, because Lynn's P5. So she's still doing so well. I mean, she's still a great singer. Like, I love her songs. Like, hell, it got me hyped for even like the animation songs, like Key Plus Words or Next Chance to Move On. But then again, I'm just biased toward Persona 4. And one last nerding thing before you guys are like, okay, V's going on nerd mode again. If I could convince you guys to at least listen to the OST for Persona Q2, it is such a fan game, like a game for fans, but I can't remember the actual song thing. I don't know if it's Innocent Tale. I don't know what it is, but there's a song where it has 4 of the main singers getting together. So Lynn, it has the woman from P5 from Lynn, Shiroko, P3, all of them. And it's so good. It's so damn good. It does not get enough love. And I think, honestly, if I could give people to get some love for it, it'd be so good. Anyway, I'm ranting. Let's get back to S&T, because we still got to end the episode at some point. Demon came out of the way. Humanity's future just got a little bit brighter. Soon enough, we'll be on even footing with the demons. Even footing in what sense?
Think about it. Your friends are human, yet they fight against demons, even pitting other demons against them. If this doesn't spell a brighter future, I don't know what will.
If I may interject, only a select few can fend off demons. Those who can't, and that is a great many, will die. How does this profit humanity?
Speak only when you're addressed, Bethel construct.
Don't you talk about my Ogami like that. Don't you even dare. You better take back what you just said. If I ever hear you talk about Ogami like that, you and I are gonna have words. And guarantee you this, I'll be the last one talking.
As one created to protect humanity, particularly the vulnerable, I cannot condone your attitude.
So says the slave to his programming. Listen. Without the will to fight, the will to live is meaningless. If someone can't fend for themselves, they're better off dead anyway. Giving in to temptation, betraying one's fellow man. Anyone like that should have never been born.
And it makes you wonder which one of the two is really the human. I think you're too harsh on people. I know what you mean, though. Nah, I'm sticking with that.
He and I are in accord. I presumed you were acting on behalf of all humanity. Perhaps I was mistaken.
Perhaps it was, as the young man has said, that you are a fool.
I need not answer the likes of you.
Ah, Yakumo. So this is where you were. Did something happen that I might wish to know?
Nothing important. Let's move.
You think you're all cool. I mean, yeah, you are, but I'm cool too. Although I gotta admit, I would have said other things, but knowing how he goes in Vengeance, it's really nice seeing a different side to Yakumo. All these characters, really, thanks to Vengeance. Can I skip this? Yeah.
So not yet, though.
Blah, blah, blah. Got it. I'm awesome. Whoop-de-doo. Hallelujah.
Guess we'd better have...
Yep. Well, I'll deal with that on the next episode. So thank you all for tuning in for this one. Quite a long one, I know, but it had to be done. And yes, I did have a good majority of that time spent to me just essentially telling you guys about my stories back in the past. And yes, I have many more theater stories to tell. Some that I think the fear I have though is I'm wondering which ones I've told on camera, which ones I still have yet to tell. Like there were times where I saw a condom, there was times where I saw a fight happen, there was times where, well, there's just a lot. I'm ranting here. But on another note, for those more invested in Shin Megami, which may be more of you than, you know, little old me, your lovely favorite vitamin DGR, this is the point where I should try to convince you to keep following me and watching me, and other things that streamers do, like, I don't know, say like, hey, you should watch me because I'm awesome or something. I don't know. But if you are invested in this, allow me to start by saying thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate you guys listening. And also play Persona 4, people. Yeah, that's the end all be all. Please play Persona 4. It is truly the best, like for sure. And yes, I am biased, except for I'm right, and I'm always right. And when I'm wrong, there is an earthquake that happens, and while it doesn't cause any casualties, it does destroy one little girl's sandcastle. So, do you want to destroy that little girl's sandcastle? No. So you have to admit I'm right. But no, all dumb jokes aside, on the next episode, more importantly, you will see me... Let's see, what will you see me at? Where will you see me, rather? Because off camera, I do need to go through the 4th area. I think on the next episode, you will see me in the 4th area, and I'm probably going to be a lot stronger. Hopefully, I'll have more money and stuff. I don't know if by next episode, I'll be ready to fight a certain super boss, but by next episode, I'm hoping we can at least do the Masakato mission. Ideally, which I'm still curious on. I'll have to talk to you about that at some point in time, Audie. I really like that that emote you did, Hammy Watches. I really like that cute little emote you did. You are ready? Am I ready? It's Shin Megami, you know. Anytime I think I'm ready, I'm not. Everyone knows that. And if you don't, if this is your first time tuning into a Shin Megami game, better yet, if this is your first time even knowing what the heck Shin Megami Tensei is, and you come to me of all people for it, I'm sorry, I'm not doing you justice. But I really hope that you guys are interested in this. Yeah, on the next episode, I don't know where exactly I'll be, but I'll be in the 4th area. My goal for next episode is to do Masakato's mission, and we'll probably see where it goes from there. At the same time, I'm also debating about whether I should show it on camera, because I'm told apparently I'm not fighting a true so what is it, Audie? You said I'm not fighting a true version or something that you said way earlier in the video. I'm not too confident on my memory of that, but I do know at the very least it's either gonna be one of two things. Not the true version? Okay, so then odds are it's gonna be one of two things that's gonna happen next episode, people. Either A, next episode I'll be in the 4th area where I'm just gonna farm and hopefully get ready to fight Masakato and do whatever side quests. We'll probably showcase it. Or B, I might not even do next week's episode because I'll be busy farming and trying to speed through the other routes because I still have to do that. You need the key item to do that, but you can still have access to the normal version. That's my error previously. So that means I can still do a normal version, but I won't be able to do a better version. Is that what I'm getting from this? Well, I'll probably still showcase the normal version then at the very least, but I don't think that's going to be next episode. I don't know. I don't really exactly know what my plan is for next episode between the two, but you know what? Who cares? We're just going to have fun and have a great time, and we'll see what happens. So, obviously, guys, if you like this content, make sure to follow me on Twitch with the handle of VitaminDGR, or if you want to check out my other videos or my other playthroughs of things, you can find me on YouTube with the same name and handle. More importantly, I know you guys really like my clips and shorts, and while I know my episodes are long, my clips are not long. So you can get right to the point of fun. I don't know. I like the idea. Sorry, last nerd thing. I'll be fair to you guys. I like doing long episodes for two reasons. One, I get to have time with you guys on Twitch and on YouTube. We get to spend time. You get to have me in the background if necessary and just do whatever. But two, I don't know. I like the idea of, obviously I have shorts and clips. In the future, I want to do compilations and stuff. But I do like the idea of having my episodes raw. Like, I don't need to cut to every time I do something good. Like, there's numerous moments where I've done something bad or I beefed it or I messed up. And honestly, I kind of like that as a gamer because it compels me to do stuff that's good. And yeah, in the end, it will be all you guys are judging me harshly, as you probably are. But you know what? Maybe it's just because I'm playing a Shin Megami game. We already established that I like pain things, so I just like causing myself discomfort. It doesn't matter. I probably already talked a little too much on my nerdness there, so I'm just going to end it before I get myself in trouble. It was fun. I was playing Strive. Guilty Gear Strive? Is that what you're doing, Hammy Watches? Guilty Gear Strive? I'm trying to think of what other word or what other game has the word strive in it, and for some reason Guilty Gear was the first thing that popped in my mind. But I can't think of anything else. Oh, well, come to me later and we'll talk about it later. But yeah, no clue what's going to happen for next episode, but I'll either be in the 4th area or you'll see me running through the various routes. Most likely you'll see me in the 4th area, hopefully just getting some side quests done, and then we'll just have fun. We don't need to have a plan. We'll just talk and have fun and do whatever. So thank you all for tuning in. And as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Oh, you were playing Shimigami 4. Oh, you were English. Now I can't speak now. You were playing Shimigami on the side. Oh. It said Strive. I was like, oh, you playing Guilty Gear Stride? I was literally about to say, you're playing a fighting game while listening to me? I hope I'm not too distracting.